listening to the Pelicans Post Game Report on the PRO Media Network for all things Pelicans.
Perfect. Fly Pelican, fly Pelican, fly Pelican. And I tell them that birds of a feather flock together. Fly down, I'm a Pelican forever. Pelican forever. Ain't gon' lie, I feel flyer than I ever been. We stay ballin', this New Orleans, I'm a Pelican. It's going down in the nest, wild, wild west. Come in town and you best, show us some respect. 3-point threat, I better make it rain. If it's up, then don't jump stupid like your ankle sprain. Always said, never hate the player, hate the game. Jumper where the dame late, punch a train. Post game, big Q, talking about business. Bird gang, YouTube, they ain't flocking with us. Lock up the division mission, get into the finals. Finish competition, then it's going win the title. I know this flyer than you can get. Such a threat that the ref just might call a tag. You could double, you could press, but you can't check. Right, left, slide by you like a Eurostep. Fly Pelican, fly Pelican, fly Pelican. And I tell them that birds of a feather flock together. Fly down, I'm a Pelican forever, Pelican forever. And never, and never, and never, and never, and never, and never say birds of a feather flock together. Yeah, fly down, I'm a Pelican forever.
After all the adversity tonight, starting with DeJounte's injury.
Yeah, you know, these guys are resilient and high character. They work at it, they care, and extremely proud of our effort tonight, even though, we didn't come up with the win.
Any word yet on DeJounte?
No update yet. He'll get some imaging, and then, we'll have an update after that.
Just how tough was it just seeing him go down like that right in front of the bench?
It's extremely difficult, when you see a guy that means so much to our team and, puts the work in, go down like that. So, we'll continue to pray for him and see what happens once he gets the imaging.
And what do you think, just see your team's ability to kind of deal with that emotionally and then bounce back and perform the way they did?
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. Those are the challenges that we've been going through pretty much all season. But like I said, we're extremely proud of our group tonight. The effort and the discipline that they had to go out and continue to execute. And really came down to the last couple plays. Really hard-fought game on our part, and we're extremely proud of our group.
Well, you say you're proud of the group, but how are you holding up? Like, how do you injuries, guys playing, not playing? It just seems like your cards seem pretty tough on a nightly basis. Like, how are you holding up? Yeah. And how are you figuring out from game to game?
To be honest, it's been a huge challenge. In this career, this season, and being in a career like this, you don't expect things like this to happen like they happen. But with that being said, this is, NBA difficulty. We just saw on the news, that's real life difficulty, and keeping that in perspective is important. We lose a game in the NBA, we get to wake up tomorrow and get back after it. And so when you keep life in perspective and, for me, keeping God first and staying steady through challenges, you're able to overcome them and come out on the other end okay.
When you look at that last possession, you got the score tied, it goes into Tatum. Was there talk about attacking him and forcing the ball out of his hands on that foul shot? What happened there? Yeah,
we tried to get to him. He turned. He saw it. He saw the double team coming and spent to his left real quickly, and hit a tough shot.
And then two players tonight in particular. Obviously, we start with Trey, but I'd like to start with Eves, considering how difficult the last few games have been for him. To see him active on both ends again, changing shots, rebounding the ball, and scoring. How big of a bounce back was it for him?
Huge. He's a fighter, man. He's a competitor, and we've been challenging him, to have a presence down low on both ends of the floor. He's a huge part of us being able to finish possessions defensively, coming up with rebounds. We're proud of Eve. He's continuing to get better, and this is sort of the rookie curve that he's continuing to learn.
And then with the evolution for Trey, it seemed like he took control of the offense. And in nights where maybe there were times where he looked for others to give him shots or whatever, it looked like he took responsibility for the offense at times, particularly once DeJounte went down. When we look at his evolution as a player and him growing into his own, how big of a step is it for tonight, putting up 40 the way he did?
Huge step for Trey. He wants it. He works at it. You can see it in his eyes when he's on the floor. He's been building to moments like this, and so it was good to see him put it all together tonight, and we're going to lean on his scoring as we move forward.
Willie, have you had a chance to talk to DeJounte, like how his spirits are holding up or anything like that?
I saw him in the back for a quick second, and it's a challenge. It's a challenge. I'll leave it at that. So we'll see. We'll see what the results are.
And just, to keep harping on DeJounte, but when you kind of put in the context with any guy, it's tough to see him go down like that. But then when you put it in the context of, the personal stuff he's dealt with over the past couple of months, breaking his hand opening night, just how tough, is it just to see him kind of have these things, back to back happen to him the way it has.
Yeah, it's difficult to watch it. It's difficult to see him go down, knowing all that he's been through so far. But at the same time, we'll make sure we continue to support him. Like I said, we'll wait for the results, but whatever the case, we'll make sure we're there to support him. All right, thank you.
All right, fall things Pelicans. You're now tuned into Pelican Post Game Report. Much love to the flock. Appreciate y'all being in this episode of the PPR, man. Pelicans, Trey Murphy III leads the Pelicans 40 burger tonight from Trigger Trey in a losing effort, but still in all good. I mean, I wish we could play the Celtics every game, man. The way the Pelicans come out shorthanded and still fight their way to a 2-point loss and then had opportunities to win the game. And, if right the clutch moments, the right opportunity, we got to seize it, man. They lose 118 to 116 tonight. Tough loss, man. You heard Willie Green. DeJounte Murray, very sad news on DeJounte Murray. He went down what appeared like a right ankle issue, a right ankle injury. He couldn't put any pressure on it. That's another difficult situation, man, to lose DeJounte in this game, and it don't look good. So it just keeps it going, man. This is a very strange season nonetheless, man, to see how things go, man. But big ups to y'all. Appreciate y'all, man. Y'all are the bright spot of everything that's going on right now, man. If it wasn't for the flock and nation, where would we be? Indeed. So we'll have some more interviews as long as it's going up with those guys. I appreciate y'all for being in the live, man. Yeah, we had a lot of positive stuff going on here, man. It's something about the Celtics that wake the Pelicans up. It don't matter who's playing. If Zion probably played in this game the way the Pelicans played, we would have beat the Boston Celtics tonight, man. We would have beat them. But it's something about the Celtics, man, that wakes the Pelicans up, man. And I wish we played with this type of spunk, but close out the games a little bit better. Man. But anyway, man, like I said, tough news on DeJounte Murray. Couldn't even put weight on that leg, man. He had to go to the locker room. We should have something or hear something about that sooner or later in the stream. So appreciate y'all for being in the live, man. We got Lex and we'll pop up momentarily. But listen, man, I appreciate y'all for being in the stream. What's up, brother Hakeem? Shout out to you, my brother. I see you out there, brother Stacy, brother Kevin, Knox Villain, brother Don as well, man. Much Tech Blitz. I see you, fam. Slim. Big ups to all y'all. C-Step, I see you, fam. Appreciate you as well. Big ups to everybody. Michael, I see you, fam. Appreciate you. Oh, yeah. PK, what's happening, man? We're going to open up the phone lines tonight as well, fam. So we're going to keep it moving and going. And here go Queen Lex popping in. Who that daddy? Shout out to you as well. What's up, my girl? How you doing?
Hey, what's going on?
Pretty good tonight. The Pelicans lose. They have a scrappy effort. And listen, Lex, Trey Murphy III. AD says a 4-level score. That's what he calls him. He has this guy is here. He's here, which means somebody else can't be here. So I mean, this man, Trey Murphy was awesome tonight, man. I mean, he
Yeah,
was
he
awesome.
was.
But or early thoughts before we get into the stat read produced or sponsored by Jalen Brown's 28 points.
Yeah, this game is really interesting. It's kind of weird, and I just and I look at I guess other games to compare like how teams are playing the Pelicans, but I really do feel like these two games, as far as with Boston, I feel like that they were not really playing like their hardest.
Mhm.
Which it kind of makes it hard to gauge like how well, because I know the Pelicans were playing, right? They were really playing. But I look at that and it's like, obviously it was almost like deja vu. Boston missed a lot of free throws down the stretch in the game in Boston and in this one. And I kind
Yeah.
of feel like, they kind of approached this game like, obviously, I think the first game, hey, it's the Pelicans. They're not doing too well. And I think that was a shocker. But then in this game, it's like, okay, there's no Zion. Murray went down a little bit, very short, more shorthanded than they were, in Boston. And I kind of feel like it was the same thing. And it almost cost them to me. But you can definitely tell, like, when teams, they're not really, they're kind of going through the motions during the course of the game. That's why I wanted to really wait until the fourth quarter.
Mhm.
Because I really felt like, okay, this does not look like the same Boston team that we're used to seeing, especially with them having everybody available. But I'm not taking anything away from the Pelicans, because the thing is, if teams do that, and they do, okay, they do. If you all really keep up with these teams and how they're playing against other teams, like teams that are in the playoffs, in the playoff picture right now, they play different. They play different. And so just looking at this game, I feel like a lot of teams, that's how they go into playing the Pels. That's why I'm always like, if the Pels, if they consistently come out with that energy, man, you know what I'm saying, and play hard and stuff like that, that they can get these teams. They can get them. Make them pay every single time. But nothing against Trey Murphy though. Trey Murphy was doing his thing. Just inside his mid-range from behind the arc, a couple of times he was really trying to do some freaky things with his handles, and then, shooting like a fadeaway three and stuff. I'm like, all right, Trey. All right, buddy.
He got a little cute on some of them shots, man.
Yeah, he did.
He was
He
getting a little
did.
cute.
But I was like, buddy, you gotta polish up them handles just a little bit more to be doing some stuff like that.
I
You know
mean,
what I'm saying?
right. He's really
Yeah.
just terraforming into something special before our
Yeah,
very
he
eyes.
is. But hey, he's
Yeah.
trying stuff.
He
You know
is.
what I'm saying? And the
Yeah.
only
It's
way
confidence driven though, Lex. You know how that go.
the
He feeling
yeah,
himself.
I mean, his focus is different. And
Mhm.
you can see in his eyes, his demeanor and everything. Like, he's dead serious out there. He's really trying to like, hey, I am a starter on any team in this league. Y'all remember when he said that?
Yeah, I
Like,
remember him saying that.
like he's showing that. He's trying to show that every single night. He's trying
Mhm.
to show that every single night. And I don't blame him. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, obviously, like, with everything that's going on now, obviously, I don't think, him coming off the bench or anything is even in the play right now, whether it's by default or whatever. But he's doing his thing. And I'm happy for him. We knew he was capable of this.
Oh yeah.
You
Oh
know,
yeah. Yeah.
Trey Murphy needed the opportunity. He needed that door to be opened for him. And obviously it's via injury, but this is what he needed. And it's been consistent where he's been in the lineup He hasn't had any breakage because you can't have that either. So I just think, Trey Murphy, he's really doing his thing, and I'm happy for him. But that's definitely a bright spot. Definitely a bright spot.
Yeah,
As
Chris.
far as the game, as a whole, I mean, it's the Celtics, man. I mean, they were never rattled at all in this game, for real. It's just one of those things where they have a lot of experience. They have multiple clutch players, and they know how to get the job done. They've been through a lot together, this whole group, and that's the cool thing about having a veteran group, a mature group, and a group that understands who they are. They get it. They are the defending champs for a reason.
This is a tweet right here, just placed out by Shams, and I think Chris Haynes also showed something that DeJounte
that out there. I mean, what?
He's saying DeJounte Murray has suffered a season-ending torn Achilles tendon. Sources tell ESPN. So season.
It was said that it was a lower left leg injury. So is that for sure? Have they done the MRI and stuff?
That's whatever checks they went back there and did. I mean, I don't know. This is what he's reporting on. Chris Haynes is saying that he tore his Achilles and will miss the rest of the season as well. So both Chris Haynes and I like Chris. I ain't gonna say I like Chris Haynes more, but I respect Chris Haynes.
Yeah, I do too. I like the way he words things.
Right. Then no disrespects to Sham, man, but Sham's been on that championship prior to him getting the ESPN, but some of his stuff, but Chris Haynes is basically agreeing with him. So I think this was a solid one right here.
I mean, I thought it was an Achilles, but I was thinking, I mean, they said lower leg injury. I'm like, okay.
Well, you can see how he stepped when he stepped and then extended and he went down immediately. I was like,
yeah, that's what I immediately thought. I was like, man, this dude done tore his Achilles.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
I said that immediately.
Nobody touched him. It's just a weird thing, man.
Well, you know what? You know what he did? You know what he did? And I really do teach against this. But man, he jump stopped, boy. He jump stopped kind of hard on that leg. I'm like, dude.
Twisted. He had a weird twisting motion too.
And I'm like, man, I don't be teaching that crap, man. Them jump stops, they a crime. And anybody else, hey man, watch out how trainers and coaches be teaching that jump stop. That jump stop, boy. It can be evil. It can be evil. If you're gonna do it on the toes, because your toes is your bounce. But don't do it on the fullness of your foot, because that power from the ground, you know what I'm saying? It puts stress on Achilles, on your all the CLs. I promise you it does. And I know for sure because I got an injury because I did it. So
speaking from experience, huh?
Yes.
Oh, there we go. That's the best way to do it right there.
Yes.
But listen, this is some bad news right here. So the Pelicans will, man, this is by far the worst season I think I've ever been a part of with doing these broadcast games with the Pelicans, to be honest with you, man. This is a very difficult season for us, man. But let's have a little fun here, man. Let's listen. This was one of the halftime shows. Guy with the violin did a hell of a job, man. I'm gonna play about a minute or so of this one. Y'all check this out. Tell me what y'all think if y'all can hear. Can y'all hear? That's what I'm talking about, man. Go ahead, brother, man. Boy, I tell you, man, phenomenal, man. Phenomenal, man. Could take anything and turn it into everything. Boy, I tell you, phenomenal. Absolutely. All right, but that's just kind of get us off the news to kind of change our minds on a little bit to help us out there. The press conference is still ongoing right now, by the way. I'm pretty sure we'll hear from Trey Murphy, who in the win would have been the player of the game. But yeah, this was a very spunky affair by the Pelicans. We just didn't have enough. We didn't have enough. Even though the Pelicans did win, they won, Lex, they won like 3 of the 4 quarters, including the third and fourth quarter. Just couldn't close the day. Let's read some of these stats right here. Let's look into the stat read produced and funded by Jaylen Brown's 28 points tonight. But Trey Murphy was spectacular, man, in his own right. Pelicans finished 44 of 90 for almost 49%. They were 15 of 37 from downtown for 40.5%. They were 13 of 19 from the foul line for 68.4%. The free throws. We got to hit that, man. We got to go a higher clip on that. 48 rebounds tonight versus 35. The Celtics were 42 of 84 for 50%, 16 of 41 from downtown for 39%. They were 18 of 26 from the foul line for 69.2. Very uncharacteristic numbers from the foul line by the Celtics. It's something about the Pelicans, man. 10 offensive rebounds by the Pelicans in the matchup. 32 assists by 16 by the Pelicans, 32 to 16, 12 to 7 steals, Celtics way, 7-2 Celtics way. Pelicans had 20 turnovers too, despite the fact 20 turnovers, but 26 points given up off those said turnovers versus just 13 points. 13 turnovers with 9 points given up by the Celtics. They had 20 turnovers. Gave up 26 points off those 20 turnovers and still only lost by 2. Phenomenal. Fast break, 19 to 14. The points in the paint, Pelicans won that 50 to 44. And we just kind of move on to our stats of the night, individually speaking. Of course, Trey Murphy was the man. He finished with 40 points, 4 assists, and 5 rebounds. In 39 minutes of action, he was 15 to 20 from the field and 8 of 12 from downtown. 8 3-pointers Trey hit by himself. 2 of 3 from the foul line. Then, of course, 20 off the bench by Jose Alvarado. He was out there balling too. Jose finished with 20 points, 6 assists, 3 rebounds, a block, and a steal. In 34 minutes, he was 6 of 14 from the field and 3 of 9 from downtown, was 5 of 6 from the charity stripe. 17 points for CJ McCollum in 34 minutes. He had a couple of rebounds and assists and a steal. He was 8 of 19 from the field and 1 of 7 from downtown by CJ McCollum. And Brandon Boston in 30 minutes had 10 points, 5 boards, 2 assists on 5 of 11 shooting from the field. He was 0 for 3 from downtown as well. So, and outside of that, nobody else had any double-digit help there. That way, DeJounte, he left the game within 8 minutes. Not much of a factor there. He had 4 points and 5 rebounds within that time frame. Javonte Green played in 29 minutes. He gave us 6 points and 6 boards along with 3 steals, 6 from Yves in 30 minutes. With 13 rebounds thrown his way, 3 apiece by Jamal Cain, who got some garbage minutes. Jeremiah Robinson-Earl got in there, 3 points, 5 boards, 7 from Carlo Mekovic in 18 minutes, 7 points, 4 rebounds, a steal and a block from Carlo. He's getting a little burned with Daniel Tice out with the thumb injury. And Jordan Hawkins also dealing with some issues as well. So, and then, of course, on the other opposite side, when you look at Tatum and his squad, him and Jaylen Brown were the top dogs. 28 points by Jaylen Brown, 27 from Tatum. He had a double-double. He had 27 and 10 with 6 rebounds, 16 from Kristaps Porzingis. He finished also. Derek White threw in 16 points, 11 off the bench from Luke Cornett, and 9 from Sam Hauser, who was 3 of 6 from downtown. So the Celtics sneak away with a win on the Pelicans, man. Pelicans lose. I think that's 4 straight. They're now 12 and 37 right now. So there you go. On the stat read is Lex. Any more you want to add to this game before we kind of get into the preview against the first road game going up against the Denver Nuggets?
I was just thinking about something. This is DeJounte's second Achilles. injury.
Is it?
He suffered one with the Spurs.
Same?
I don't know if it's the same leg, but he was out for some time with the Spurs early on. And it, I just, it's really messed up that he has that. But yeah, I think he had an Achilles injury or something, so or either that or ACL at the Spurs.
It was an ACL.
It was?
It's ACL, yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, that's just as bad. Yeah, he'll be out for a grip. He'll be out for a grip.
He tore an ACL. He missed the entire season.
Yeah.
With that.
That's how much it takes, about that with an Achilles. But no, I don't. I was just thinking about that.
Torn his right ACL. Yeah, it says right ACL. Lexxah.
Oh shoot! Hold on, I gotta put this on mute real quick. Trey Murphy's up though.
Let's see what Trey got going on here. All right, here we go, y'all. Let's see what Trey Murphy got to say.
A lot too. Yeah, I heard a lot. He's been through a lot already, and it doesn't help. But a lot of times God, puts you through situations in order to give you a bigger message, and I think that's what's happening right now. It's not always easy to understand what he's saying, but there's always a reason, and I think there's a reason greater than yourself.
Have y'all been able to talk to him yet tonight?
Yeah.
I guess what in general terms, what was kind of the words y'all shared with him?
Just love him, praying for him, all that stuff.
And after you see something like that happen so early in the game, what does it take to kind of gather your emotions and come up with the fight that y'all did?
It's just when you lose yourself into the game and just, just at the end of the day, this is a game that you love. And a lot of times you use this game to escape a lot of different stuff. And it's like therapy. So you just go out there and just, go back into those times when you were in a practice gym late at night after whatever has happened to you in college or even high school, and you just lose yourself into the basketball. Nah, because at the end of the day we still lost, so it wasn't enough. Still turned the ball over 4 times, but I will say that I definitely felt like it was on me to play for him. Like definitely give my best in order to not let him down, because I know he would be out there competing.
You look at the 40 points, and I think it's apparent, how good of a night it was offensively. But it looked like your leadership increased as the game went on, that you were talking on defense, that you were putting guys in position so you could make plays. Is that some of the responsibility that you felt you had to take on as well?
I think that's been a responsibility of mine since, the start of the season. I've always been a vocal person, and, I've tried to, be more vocal, have my voice be heard, because at the end of the day, I know where I want to go. I know the steps I want to take, and in order for that, I got to be a leader as well. And, this is part of the maturation process.
The Celtics in particular, the 2 games that you've had against them have been 2 of your best this season. What is it about them? Is it the way that they play you? Is it the people who are playing you that you just see the options and the opportunities to play well offensively?
I don't think it has anything to do with the Celtics, in all honesty. I think it's more so just, we were getting good looks. I was being aggressive. Shots were falling. Obviously, I like playing against the best teams. That's just what you play in the NBA for. So, that's really all it boils down to for me.
And obviously, we've seen you have 40-point games before, but how different was the feel of this one, just the way you went about doing it? Not necessarily, making, 10 threes like you've done before, but kind of doing it in a variety of ways.
Like I said, in all honesty, I was just losing myself into the game. It wasn't even like I wasn't really even thinking out there. It was just hooping. It's just simple as that. guys found me. Coach Drew plays, all that stuff, and it was just me losing myself to the game. I know I've said that a lot, but that's really what it was.
Trey, you mentioned after you saw DeJounte go down, you thought about, like, you tried to play for him the rest of the game. Was there any kind of rallying cry, like in a huddle? Did you guys talk amongst yourselves during the game after he went down? Let's win this one for him, something along those lines?
Yeah, we definitely had a team word after it happened.
All right, I go Trey, man. What can I tell you on that one, man? Talking about DeJounte Murray being gone for the year, and that's the news right there, family. If you hadn't heard, DeJounte Murray, this is first reported upon by Chris Haynes and then Shams. I think they were one. I think Chris was before Shams, I want to say, but doesn't matter. Pelicans guard DeJounte Murray suffered season-ending torn Achilles tendon. So that's DeJounte's season is over with this year. And Pelicans will have to adjust. We know we have the trade deadline coming up fast here, family. This is the last day of January. So Pelicans are on a 5-game losing streak. The trade deadline is on February the 6th. So next week, Pelicans will be making moves, and we'll talk about that after we finish getting into the breakdown or the preview of the Denver matchup. We got 2 games against Denver coming up this upcoming week. They're not back-to-back games. Hopefully Zion Williamson can play. We know Zion was out with a C19 illness, as it was reported upon, and we hope he'll be all right there for this upcoming game against Denver, because when I seen that interview with Zion Williamson and that when he had that talk about him wanting to play in back-to-back games, he ain't looked like he was sick then. So it must have happened right after that. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's just strange.
I don't know if you know, but yeah, the Pelicans, the organization might have been upset about that interview. This was the retaliation. Like, hey, no, you supposed to say that. Hey, you can't do it. But it's like, dog, like, I'm not lying. I feel great. I think that's what it's about. I really think there's a lot of things going on between the organization and Zion, because we know what they're doing with him. Like, so you can understand, and I'm going back to the same thing. Zion's playing every other game, y'all. He's played every other game since he's been back healthy. Think about this. Like, these aren't even, we don't even need to think about back-to-backs. Like, even if there's like 3 days, 4 days in between like the next game, he's still not playing. So I'm just really, I feel like either the organization is planning something as far as maybe moving Zion, because all this stuff that they're doing with him, it's not normal. Like, this is beyond like not normal on what they're doing with him. I don't even think it's like overprotective. Like, they're not even, when Zion's hurt, we can't see him play. Guess what? He's healthy and we can't see him play. We can't see him play. Like, why is the organization, and I think that's always been the question. And we know that this has been an issue in the past. This isn't something that just popped up. In his earlier years, he had friction with the organization as far as playing. That's why he was doing those dunks. Like, hey, I can play. You know what I'm saying? Why won't you let me let me get out there? You know what I'm saying? I just kind of feel like I don't know what this organization is doing. But the thing is, they're not allowing Zion to play. And I keep saying that it's like, I feel like Zion's career hasn't even started yet. It hasn't even started. You know what I'm
No.
saying? That's how bad this is. Like, I don't feel like, dog, has your career started? You know what I'm saying? I mean, when can we just see some consistency in just seeing him play? Because that's where I'm on now. I just want to see him play.
Right.
I can't even talk about the playoffs. And then even his playing 70 games on last season, we still didn't get to see him play. You know why? Because the
he's
thing
hurt?
is, they wanted him to be, to take a back seat. And everybody was like, what? What?
You don't
Then
tell
it's like,
how you want him to be a superstar, but telling them to take a back seat. How you want him to be
exactly.
a superstar,
It's
but
like
telling
the
them,
team. I feel like the team is holding him back. The
yeah,
organization is holding this man back
yeah. Well, my
because
feeling
he's
is
healthy.
with all this
What's
stuff
the
right
excuse
now,
now?
I don't see.
He's
Yeah,
healthy.
they're not trying to. Obviously, they're not trying to win any games here. We can see what's going on here. We
And
seeing the fact that he
that's
said
why I'm
he
not
had to
letting the
listen to him.
organization off the hook. The organization ain't helping this dude, man. They
No,
ain't helping.
what organization? That ain't no organization. That's
No,
one flipping dude.
no, I'm talking about the Pelicans. Like the
Yeah,
thing
me
is,
too.
it's because the thing is, they're doing things too. And that's all I've been saying. It's like,
Who is
look,
they?
you know who I'm talking about.
It's only one damn dude that's doing this. Because the other
Is
guy,
Zion?
he no, It's
Oh, you
one little
talking about
dude.
Brit? And you know what? Guess what? He's holding the whole organization hostage
I don't know.
because they've given him the power to do that. Like, and that's what I'm saying. Like, everybody's looking bad. This ain't just on Griff because you know what? Everybody's in on it. That's just like with Willie Green. We say Willie Green, he's a bad coach, man. The whole coaching staff looks horrible. None of them look good. None of the staff, none of that coaching staff look good right now. No, y'all a package. You are a package. The marketing department of the Pelicans looks horrible. Okay, the performance, training, medical staff, whatever you want to call them, they don't look good. The VP and GM and all they team, nobody looks good. Nobody. I'm not giving nobody credit. Y'all all look bad. No, I don't. I got a problem with everybody. Something wrong with y'all. Because ain't nobody, if you are trying to do the right thing, ain't nobody standing up.
I mean, what they go stand? He got a GM. We got a general manager.
You see what I'm saying?
He,
Everybody look bad.
yeah,
Look,
we
raise
got a
your hand if
GM.
y'all think
The
everybody look
man,
bad in this organization.
listen,
Everybody.
Lex.
You know what I'm
We
saying?
got a general manager who hadn't done a press conference by himself. I mean, and it's just we almost at the All-Star break. We got a general manager. He don't say anything. He's
He
even
showed up.
quiet. And
Hey,
actually I called it.
they
I
showed
said
him in the stands. Did you see him in the stands? He
he
was at the
looking
games
nervous.
and he was like this.
Looking nervous.
I'm like, no, then why did you go and sit? Why did you go and sit in the stands?
Go
Knowing
take
good
your
well,
ass up there to the
everybody and their
seats
mama,
somewhere
they
where
know
they
who
can't
you
see.
is.
Right. Go your ass up there in them stands where they can't see you. They're sitting up there looking nervous. You go, Jose.
Mommy. All right. What are you doing, Brookie? What? Come on. All right. Ready.
Yeah, Jose, we saw you have an emotional response on the bench. You know, how tough was it seeing DeJounte go down like that early on?
Oh man, it sucks, bro. That's my dog, you know. People think, you know, at the end of the day, we human beings, man, and you know, when I saw it, I felt bad for him, man. That's, you know, like I said, bro, I can't really explain it. It's just something I knew that it wasn't looking good, and I don't want nobody to get injured. You know, I don't care who it is, not my teammates, my brothers, not my friends, like whoever it is. Something like that just sucks because I know how the day in and day out what he does and what he does for this game. You know, he got a family too. You know what he do for his family, and you know this is our time that we get away from it. You know, we've been doing it forever. You know, he loved his game. I know how much he loves it, and just unfortunately, you know, when I seen that, it was just something that I really couldn't put in words how I felt. It just felt not good, and I'm gonna keep my prayers up for him. I'm gonna keep him in, just keep checking up on him. But man, that's my dog, man. It should never happen to him. It shouldn't happen to nobody, and it sucks that it did happen.
And were you able to talk to him after the game? If so, what was the kind
I
of
mean,
message you shared?
he's one of the toughest soldiers I know. I mean, he's so tough mentally. I mean, at least what he shows for us, man. He just, you know, he there with his head high, you know, waiting for us at halftime, and you know, he told us the news, and I think I shed a tear. I mean, before he did, he's just so solid, man. Like he gonna show us, he gonna be a leader. He gonna do what he's supposed to do. And I said, bro, I feel for you. I'm my prayers up for you. And he stood there with his head high, and then he left.
And what did it take to kind of see something like that happen so early in the game and then gather yourself and perform the way y'all did the rest of the way?
I mean, I ain't want to play basketball, but you know, at the end of the day, you know, if I would have did something, and he would have told me, man, it's go ahead, go do your thing. So it sucks, you know, something like that with a tragic injury like that. You know, this is bigger than basketball. So you know you want to focus on what we could do and help him at the moment, but you know we got to push forward and you know keep that positive energy going, and you know like he said, I'm gonna stay in his corner. He was in my corner, so I'm gonna stay in his corner.
You go down yourself, you're holding your ankle in that moment. Are you thinking about him? Are you thinking like what are you thinking, and what to get back up, not just to gut through the game, but to put up the points you did, to defend, to get assists, to still play at a high level with that ankle injury? What were you going through?
I mean, for sure, you know, I just seen him went down. And obviously, if you see the video, White, you know, landed, and I obviously accidentally in basketball play. It's tough. It hurts, once I got up, and I just felt like it was more like an ankle sprain. I was like, okay, I can push through this, and that's just something. It was more just me being mentally tough. You know, it hurts, but it's fine. It's like you gotta push through it, and obviously, DJ, went through something worse. So, I was grateful for, just somebody step on my ankle.
And then to watch Trey in particular over these last few games, kind of continuing to grow and his development becoming, as teams start hunting him and defending him as the lead scorer for this team. What are you seeing out of him that makes you just encouraged or excited about the way he's playing?
Growing. He's going to be one of them. He's going to be those guys that later on he's going to be the main guy. So you got to get used to that. And, you just got to get used to how he always – today was his night, but being open up and being a star, it's not new. I mean, I said it before. I think next year he'll be an all-star if he continues growing and improving in the way he's going. And everybody see it. Obviously the season ain't going where we're going, and no matter what, our message is, get something out of the season. Keep getting something out of the season, and that's what he's doing. He's getting better.
Jose, Trey talked to us about not only wanting to play for DeJounte the rest of the game after the injury, but also wants to fill the void now that's kind of left behind, right? Leadership, everything that he brings. Have you thought about any of that too? You're gonna now step up, and what you need to do? Yeah,
I mean, we have to. We gotta go out there for him. That's our motive now. If anything, that's the motive. We gotta go out there, and if we're gonna lose a game, we better lose a game like this. We better not lose a game, nobody punking us, because that's something he never wanted. And he's gonna be there. Obviously this is so sad, and the day sucks. But that kid, he gonna be there. He's gonna grow. He's gonna be in our ear, and he's gonna get better. He'll be back, and I believe if out of anybody, he'll be back.
It's been a season full of injuries. How much does this kind of take a toll when you see this right now? How do you kind of process it?
It fucking sucks, man. Like, dog, how many? We went through so much injuries. Like, I ain't never seen this in high school, college. I ain't never seen this, and it's sad. Unfortunately, it's us, right? I mean, that's what I gotta say. It just sucks, bro. Like, I don't know, bro. That shit's ass.
And we saw it tonight, after DJ went down. But going forward, they're obviously going to need you to step up and more as that point guard, more as that leader on offense. How much do you kind of think about that? What's it going to require from you now? Without DJ's presence there.
I mean, I'm ready. I think I know I always stay ready. I've been ready, and man, I went through this in the beginning of the season, right? So just keep on and improving and get better. I mean, I don't know what to say. I wish it wasn't like this because obviously I'm getting an opportunity, but man, it sucks though because this is the situation.
You good?
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, definitely. If he feels that way, you can imagine what the faithful feel like. If Jose feels like that, and we sitting up here, it's a 5-game losing streak, and players dropping like flies, and Gail doing this. She doing all
Oh,
this
shoot.
straight to the bank and signing deals with Oshner.
Zion healthy and playing every other game.
It makes
You
no
know what
see
I'm
the
saying?
it's
It's
the
like
if injuries are the problem, that needs to be something that's forefronted. And this is not nothing new. The Pelicans have been dealing with injury situations for well over the last 5 years. I mean, not league standard, not league average injuries. Injuries that are always in the top 3 to 5. Sometimes this Pelicans sitting up at the top every year, and they consistently don't do nothing about it. They keep these deals with Oshner Health Medicine. I've been saying you need to find another alternative because it's not working. They got a whole health system that is not working for these players.
no.
And it's
It's
just
almost like they're
ridiculous.
not skilled in just athletic type injuries. Because you have to think injuries, dealing with sports is totally different than just, your average civilian type injuries. Like that's why they have like departments. I mean, I know they have one here in Louisville. They have departments that are separated, like that they have for our college teams, because we don't have any professional teams here. But because it's college, just college sports town. But they have separate departments.
Mm-hmm.
They're separate, and that's separate from anything like, hey, we are specializing specifically for these athletes. You know what I'm saying? And that's something that needs to really be in place there, and have like just guys who specialize in stuff. And I think one of the biggest things is, golly, like having a joint, or you know what I'm saying, tissue like strengthener type specialist. I don't know what they're called. I'm just kind of describing it the best I can, but I don't know, man. They need to get if they consider themselves professionals, they need to get a professional
Yeah,
for these things, because they're not being their profession. Oshner's profession, it's not it. It's not it.
No, it's not it. But guess what? They signed a deal with these guys. Again, I reported with you guys, and I let y'all know that several weeks back, that the Pelicans and the Saints read up with Oshner Health Medicine, the sports medicine side. So it's a sports medicine side. It's not, none of this is working. So I mean, the whole thing is, and it's just me. If I owned the team and I was seeing all of this stuff, I would go out. And I'm not some type of, you obviously got the money to spend. You have to invest in the right people medically. You go out and you find out and you get what you need to get to be able to help your players out. Even if you have to go find the best in the nation. If you can't find the best, get the second best. Get the best that you can get and bring them to your team. Like we just got Amy Atmore the other year, and she bore fruit right away. And that's the first time these people even had anybody at her position. So, like I said, man, it's a vision thing with the team, and they're going to sit up here, and it's cheaper for them to sell you on injuries than it is for them to go out and fix the team speaking.
you
They
know
actually
what?
they make it
That's
seem
been a
like,
huge
man,
problem
listen, these
too.
people make that shit seem like it is an impossible feat to fix. It's almost like hurricanes that spin out of there. Oh, we can't do nothing about that. And some stuff is an act of God that it is out here. And even though some of them they got weather technology that can manipulate that type of shit nowadays, we know that. But outside of that, they do have the ability to affect in a positive way injuries to this team, because we see other teams in the NBA that is doing it. So it's not like it's some fictitious thing we just victim to.
Yeah.
That's how they do it. They'll tell you that all the day because the dumbass Saints is telling us that right now. So they're going to follow suit and do what the Saints are doing, which is going to tell you that injuries is the reason why the team is failing. Not because they don't have a plan, not because they're not doing what they're supposed to do. They're not spending the proper money or going
They
to get the
already
right
told
people.
us that they didn't have a plan. But the thing is, when you have to sell the supporters something,
You ain't selling us shit.
something,
We ain't going for
but
it.
no, but I'm saying that's what they've been doing.
That's what I'm saying.
You've
That's
been
over with.
trying. If you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, you don't have a product will sell itself. You don't have to
That's right.
sell it.
That's
You
right.
know what I'm saying? It'll sell itself. If you're putting so much energy in trying to sell, be like, oh, family, like dog, like that's not. I'm here to watch a basketball game. Like I don't care if you a family and you know what I'm saying, or good human beings. I don't care about that. Like we want to see winning basketball games. We want to see a good winning basketball culture on the court where the ball is moving, where it's a good product. Like if that's showing, you don't have to sell us that junk. We don't need a car salesman.
Well, that's
That's
what the
not
hell
what
you
we
got.
need. Yeah, I know, but I'm like, dog.
You
It's
got
like,
Lex. You got a car salesman that sell waterlogged cars. You go out, suck out the water all out the car and deodorize it, and you know not to go and buy a car. What was this shit? All this deodorant up in here for? What's going on? Why it smells so fresh all up in here? Oh, that's just the new flavor of the, whatever. He sells flooded out cars. That what kind of dude this is running this team. And he chicken shit because he ain't nowhere to be found. I mean, you don't just dip in the midst of the losing season. You got to be. This dude just dipped. Well, y'all told me y'all don't like me to talk, so that's well. You know what? In that
well, you
case,
know what? He's
if you don't
showing us
have no
how what he's
answers,
doing with
if
Zion
he,
and stuff.
but
You
I'm
know what I'm
saying
saying?
if you don't have any answers, don't show up. If you ain't ready to say what's going to happen, don't show up. But I'm looking for your general manager to general manage some shit. This other guy running around here, this guy is quieter than the guy, and I actually called that shit. I said this guy hired a guy that's quieter than the last guy we had. This guy never had a press conference unless David Griffin sitting there next to him with his hand up his rear end. You ready to talk now? Kermit the Frog ass dude over here. So like I said, I don't know. This is all jokey to me. Now the emphasis and the focus is on the Pelicans trying to trade Brandon Ingram or get below the luxury, because God knows they're not going to pay that. We can't do that. We need to make money, not lose money.
They moving too slow for me.
You know,
They just molasses. That's what this team moves like. That's
hold
what
on,
they
Lex.
move like.
It's Methuselah, Lex. Yeah, that's this.
Ooh, don't be speaking like my mama.
Come on now.
Nah, you know what I'm saying? Shit.
Mama. She said, ooh.
You know what I'm saying? Ooh, not that you brought out Methuselah. Ooh.
Uh-huh. So
Ooh, I know about Methuselah. You know what I'm saying? I know about Methuselah. You know what I'm saying?
See, you're a church. See, if you from the church, you heard Methuselah before.
Do.
And you know what Methuselah's tied to.
I don't know about you, but I just feel like praising the Lord.
She said, ooh.
Oh, goodness.
Everything's behind with these people, though. But that is what it is, though, Lex.
Goodness gracious.
Let's move ahead. That's the end of the press conference that they had, Lex. Let's kind of span ahead. They got two next matchups coming up against the Denver Nuggets. Nuggets beat the Philadelphia 76ers recently. They beat them by 3, I think it was. So they got their win. They lost, and now they got their first win after that.
That's really something, because that was an away game.
And then they got another team, I think tomorrow before they or let me see where Philly plays. They got another team they play before us. I think it's Charlotte. If I'm honest. Yeah, that's right. Charlotte's on the 1st. So tomorrow they'll play the Charlotte Hornets, and then the Pelicans matchup will be when does my Pelicans play here? I think it's the 3rd. So they have a game tomorrow, and then they play the Pelicans on the 3rd. So and they'll be home for that one. Yeah, go ahead, Lex.
You think Zion's gonna play?
Yes. I think
you were
Zion
supposed to laugh. I mean, because the thing is, I thought he was gonna play today.
I know, me too.
Did everybody else think he was gonna play today? So that's why now we gotta ask every game. Hey, is Zion playing?
Is Zion playing? Right. And this is the thing though, Lex.
Which is
the notification gave him a downgrade to questionable. It did not say he was out.
Yeah, it didn't say he was out. And I went to ESPN's site on my app on my phone.
He wasn't out.
It had out.
He wasn't out until like a few hours before the game. But he was listed originally and very closely as questionable, then downgraded to out. So I mean, it's kind of strange. And I showed a tweet. Where was it at? By Scott Kushner. Shout out to Scott, man. Scott be dropping that hardcore game, man, that we need to hear about the Pelicans. He said his tweet, man. He said a relentless string of insults to anyone who dares pay for Pelicans tickets. Horrible team, parking garages closed, and for the family members who don't know about the parking garage situation, something been going on down here in the city of New Orleans where people have not been inspecting these parking garages, and these garages are having some collapses, not collapses, but stuff is falling, there's cracks all in there and that type of stuff. In some kind of way, they weren't being inspected. Now I say it's similar to like hood stores, hood Chinese stores you go to, and some of them, like in Baton Rouge, it was one when I worked for the railroad in Baton Rouge. There was a store in Baton Rouge, not too far from the rail yard. And this place, we went up in there to get something to eat, and man, we got some what was it? Some shrimp and rice, right? Some popcorn, shrimp and rice. Man, we came up out of there with that shrimp and rice. We opened that. They had roaches up in that, man. So the coworker that was with me, he went back up in there and showed it to him and threw that shit all up in the back of the people's place. I was like, why you did that, bro? You just take that shit and and you try to pie him or something, but don't throw. He flipped that shit up all up in the threw it up in there. They gave us our money back, but yeah, that's what kind of stuff that's not supposed to happen because somebody paying off the inspectors. That what kind of crap you got going on? So there's a big scandal going on with the parking garages where the garages are closed because the inspectors have not been inspecting. What have the inspectors been inspecting? That don't usually happen. So it's always some old gangster crap going down, man. If you don't be checking behind these people, that's the point of the story. Don't you got to check these people at all costs. You got miserable traffic, which is true, and star players miss home games for mysterious reasons.
Hey,
hold on, Lex. I got to hit you with the sound effect for that one, Lex.
Oh, okay.
I got to read that one again and then run the sound effect.
All right, go on and do your thing. I won't.
Yeah, here you go. He says, horrible team parking garages closed, miserable traffic, and star players missing home games for mysterious reasons. He says it's like he said.
Look, hey, Big Q, with secret contracts.
Oh my God!
What the world? No, Big Q. The timing.
I know. I'll be slipping. I'll be tripping, man. Lex, I'm sorry. I got 3 screens. I had one over here.
Just mysterious reasons.
I got you that time though.
Contracts.
Yeah, I gotta be fast on the trigger with mine, y'all. I gotta get
Yeah,
fast
man,
on
you
them
gotta
buttons.
have that. And I try to slow it down so you got
I
look,
know.
it's like you like,
I
okay,
got
where's
all
the
kind of
button?
stuff
Where's the
going on
button?
here.
Where's the button?
I
Oh,
know
man.
I got all kind of stuff going. It's like it looked like the stock room, the guy with the stock room stuff. He got a screen over here and that. I got all kind of shit going on over here.
Hey, man.
But anyway, yeah, that's what's shout out to Scott Kushner,
You know
man.
what's crazy though? What's crazy is that contract really is still a secret.
It is still a
But
secret.
it's still a secret. Nobody knows the details of that contract still.
Estimated. It's estimated. They got
Oh my
guesstimations, but
gosh.
but that
You know
has not.
what?
They have not released the contract details. No, they haven't. Indeed, they haven't. Nope. It's a crazy,
Oh my
crazy game right
gosh.
now we're going through, fam, with the Pelicans, man, and it's self-inflicted. They're gonna try to play all kind of ways like none of this is self-inflicted. I mean, there are some really good bright spots for the season. Obviously, Yves at the center position really going and doing his thing. Trey Murphy's development into almost, damn near star level quality from him. We've seen the emergence of Brandon Boston Jr. What he did. I don't know if he'll be traded or not for the trade deadline. There's rumors around Javonte Green. There's rumors around Tice. There's rumors around different Pelicans in terms of the trade deadline. So we don't know exactly what's going to happen with those guys, but there have been a lot of positive things going on, but not enough to impact winning here. We are still nonetheless going into February. The Pelicans are headed into February, losers of 5 in a row and sitting at 12-37 on the season, 4-19 away going up against the Nuggets with 29-19. Crazy part about it is the Pelicans did beat the Nuggets in the first game, 101-94. They had a close matchup with them in the second game, 132-129. And then games 3 and 4 will happen next week, and we'll be done with the Denver Nuggets for the rest of the season. So we damn sure ain't going to no playoffs, so we ain't gonna see them there. But in the end, we'll be done with the regular season matchup there. DeJounte goes down for the rest of the season. The lineup, more than likely, we'll see. You already know what this is going to be. We'll see what it looks like going forward, but expect to see CJ McCollum at the point guard position.
You mean not Jose?
Nope. And Jose gonna come off that bench, but CJ McCollum gonna be playing that point guard position. I promise you that
Lord.
much. That's Willie Green's fallback option. Let me get the flock. What y'all think? Flock, put it in the chat. Who starts at the point guard position for the Pelicans with DeJounte Dunn? It's the fallback. That's what Willie Green does. He slides.
Are we gonna go and get
CJ McCollum at
Alfred
the point.
Payton, please?
I would love to do that.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? Because we still need some size and we still need a point guard with size.
Alfred Payton
Alfred.
He would be good. If we got to put Jamal Cain in the street, I'm cool with that.
I mean,
I'm good with that. I'm good with getting rid of Jamal Cain. Who good with getting rid of Jamal Cain? Put your hands up if you want to get rid of Jamal Cain. Chat, what's happening? Put your hands up. Give me a hand like this, a big ass hand up in the chat if y'all want to get rid of Jamal Cain. I want to get rid of Jamal Cain. Alfred Payton. Let's get Alfred Payton here. Let's get rid of Jamal Cain. You with me on that, Lex?
I mean, yeah.
Damn right.
Yeah, of course. I mean, because the thing is that you still need the size and the point guard put together. You gotta have that. Cause guess what? That's what's around the NBA. Big point guards. Big point guards.
Alfred Payton was balling too, man.
Yeah, he was.
We shouldn't have never let Alfred go, man. That go to fam say, yeah, man, I'm with you on that. Jamal Cain ain't doing a damn. Well, I ain't gonna say nothing negative about the brother, but he is not. He's not very good. Well, I ain't gonna say he ain't very good, but it is what it is, right? I mean, the man is. We could do better. I mean, I would prefer to see Alfred Payton at least. We'll see some good basketball, and Alfred Payton should have not been demoted. He should have not been released.
No, He shouldn't have.
And I don't understand what was the rationale for putting Alfred Payton in the street and keeping Jamal Cain. Jamal Cain at first
know
looked
what it
good, but
was.
Jamal
He
Cain,
was
we got
cheap.
Brandon. But the thing is, though, Lex said, when Brandon Boston came into his own, that's it for Jamal Cain. Peace, Jamal Cain. That's because you looking at me like when Brandon Boston came here, that's Jamal Cain. You gone. That's over for you, brother. He gonna take every minute that if he's healthy and available to play, he gonna take every minute Jamal Cain has, unless the team is that much messed up with injuries that they gotta force Jamal Cain. That's the only way Jamal's gonna play. He's the last guy on the bench. Used to be Carlo, now it's him. Carlo Mekovic playing with Tice out. So Jamal Cain, man, Jamal Cain got to go, man. I'm sorry, Jamal. They got 29 other teams, brother, and some G League teams, foreign leagues, and all that type of shit running around here.
You know what?
All right.
I want to point something out.
Go ahead, Lex.
Just thinking about just the way players are used. I feel like the strategy that is being used with the Pelicans players and the philosophy with Willie Green, if you think about it, it really puts pressure on our players as far as what they're capable of doing, because you don't have a strong philosophy of ball movement, player movement. You're not able to draw up plays. Guys are really overexerting themselves. They're overdoing things that they don't normally do. And I feel like that actually plays a part in these injuries. Because if you think about it, it seems like you see where the ball gets stagnant and there's a lot of hero ball. Like guys start going one-on-one and different things like that. And when that happens, there's too much on guys because there's not a system. There's not a sound strategy that this team is going to. Like we say it all the time that we don't know what version of the Pelicans we're going to get. And I say this because if you're going to say, well, it's injuries, well, the thing is the coaching philosophy is supporting the injuries.
Damn right it is.
That means there is more of a point for you to get better coaching up in there because there is no system. You have a system that is like, okay, Willie's not telling, because basically what Willie's doing, he is banking on the talent. Like, I don't know if anybody noticed, but at the end of the game, those last 3 minutes, he didn't call no play. Willie Green did not call a play.
Nah.
He was banking on Trey Murphy.
Yep.
And we saw what he did when he started getting a little fancy, started to do, had a little CJ syndrome. I guess we could call it that. And then he shot that fadeaway three. Now I'm like,
bank shot. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it didn't hit nothing. I'm like,
no, you talking about the
that was towards the end.
Yeah.
It's like,
that was terrible shot.
The timing of that,
awful shot.
You don't need that. That's when, and what do I always say, people? Okay? If Willie Green is in a position where he has to coach, when do you have to coach? Is it during a blowout?
Hell nah. He in the flow. It's when the game is tight.
Coach? When the game is tight, that's when coaching really matters. That's when it really matters. And what do I always say? There is a high probability that when Willie Green has to coach, that the team is going to lose. I say it all the time.
Well, the
I
number,
mean,
that's not just you got numbers fortifying that. I mean, last year
yeah,
was the same
but
damn
I
thing.
mean, yeah. So yeah, it's the probability. I mean, it's like, dude, you're not gonna win because the thing is, hey, coach, you want to draw up something? The game is tight. The game is close. And then another thing is crazy. Okay, so CJ hit that 2-pointer to tie up the game, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Right.
You know what I'm gonna say next?
That's it.
So you're also gonna rely on CJ to make a clutch defensive play
Yep.
on Tatum?
Yes. If you're Willie Green, you are.
I mean, do y'all understand what I'm saying?
I know. He feeds right
Tatum
into what they
was
do.
happy. Tatum was happy that CJ was on him.
Yeah, I know. That's the switch they wanted.
Yeah. They hunt. Woo.
Hey, listen, Lex.
HUNT, they hunt.
They hunt
hunt
him.
CJ on the defensive end. How can you not know that?
I don't
How
know
can
what
you
Willie
not
be
know
thinking.
that?
I don't know what
And
Willie
then
thinking.
you didn't send a double team.
Oh, they need to do
Play
that.
was tied and you didn't send a double team. You sent it late. You sent it late.
Man.
You sent it late. That was your cue, big Q. Duh, duh.
I'm on some Willie slow reacting shit
Duh,
right now.
duh,
That's what's
duh.
going. Willie energy effect.
Dog.
Oh, Willie.
mean,
I'm on
the
some.
timing really makes the effect like greater. Big Q.
I know. It's so cool. I thought this was pretty good too. Like,
But you ain't pressing nothing. I said, look. Okay, now you just press the button and try out different stuff. I need you to be ready, Big Q. I need you to be ready.
okay,
Ready.
Lex. Okay, you ready? Okay, I'm ready. I'm ready.
Like the double team came too late. Oh my God.
I got Willie Green. I'm
You know
screwed
what?
up.
Hey, yes, that's how it feels watching the Pels. That's how it feels, Knoxville. Exactly. Big Q's timing on those buttons. That's how. Look, you're delayed. You're delayed, Willie Green. Along with your secret contract.
I got you that time. I was right.
Yes, 1 out of 100.
What more do you want from me?
Oh my goodness, man. Yeah, that's how it was. That's the sound effect mishap was exactly what it was.
I be trying, Stacey, dog. I be trying. Look, I be slowing it down. I be like this.
She do too. I'll just be on some Willie Green shit right now. Oh man.
Oh goodness
All
gracious.
right, big ups to y'all, man. Listen, man, we about to keep this thing moving along. Lex, let me give a shout out to the faithful right quick. Big ups to y'all.
Okay.
Y'all do us a service, man. Hit that like button, man. Hit the share button as well if you're not a sub to PPR. We in this thing. We'll be opening up the phone lines tonight, fam. For y'all to chime in, we'll be going up to 12 o'clock. We can't do a late one tonight. I got a morning stream I got to do for the sports coma. A few other things too. So yeah, we got to talk that, but early. But if y'all can want to chime in, y'all can fill in, chime in and pop in. The link is pinned to the chat for the family members who want to talk about it tonight. I know we do it every week. You can kind of get that therapy on PPR. So Lex, the Denver game, I know we talked a little bit about it. This is going to be an interesting matchup because, like I said, the Pelicans did get a win against the Nuggets the last time they played. I ain't gonna say they snuck a win against them, but they was able to get the win in the game. But this is a Denver team that will match up in their building both times next week, not back to back. Zion should be playing in at least one of them games. I don't know if he plays in both the games, but Denver is a difficult team. They're third in the NBA in scoring. They're first in field goal percentage. They're fourth in three-point percentage. Percentage. They're fourth in a second actually in free throws attempted. They're second in they're sixth in rebounds per game. They're first in assists per game. They're 10th in steals per game. So they got a lot of top 10 stats that they're really good at, Lex. So, I don't know what to say, man, about these things. But like I said, the first two games, they split them. If Zion plays, really the Pelicans only have three top 10 stats that they have. With free throw attempts, they're 10th in that. Free throw percentage, they're 25th. So they're a top 10 team in free throw attempts. They get there. And then the percentages is 25th. And like I said, man, a lot of the Pelicans games, these close games, like tonight, if the Pelicans hit a higher clip on free throws, they win. They win. They win if they hit a higher clip on these free. And the Celtics gave them opportunity tonight. But anyway, a lot of stuff. They're 10th in free throw attempts. They're fourth in steals and fifth in blocks per game. Everything else is in the 20s, the mid 20s, which is bar none for a team that's 12 wins or whatever the hell we got. I care not to even, 12 wins. So what you anticipate here? Like I said, we did get a win out of these people. If they play like we played against Boston and Zion's there, this could probably be closer than what we think. What you think about getting a dub here?
Is it gonna be a blowout or a close game?
According to the matchup predictor, 83% going Nugget way. Denver McNuggets. So
Well,
they got
it was the same thing with the Celtics, right?
I don't think it was 83%.
No, it was like 90.
Okay.
And it was a close game. Like, the Pelicans aren't blowing anybody out. So if it's going to be close, and we're kind of going back to what I was saying about the coaching, it doesn't matter if Zion's playing or not, because of the coaching.
That's the frustrating part
If
about
it's left up to the coaching, you know what I'm saying? And the Pelicans have a chance of winning, the probability of winning is very low.
Right. So, I mean, that's the thing, though, Lex, because they got on the injury report, they got a estimated return time here. You can see right here the injury report listed here. They're showing DeJounte out for the season. So you'll see CJ play one. So Zion is anticipated to his estimated return date. Williamson, Hawkins, Tice, and Brandon Ingram, they all have them estimated at February the 3rd.
So they really gonna bring Brandon Ingram back on the 3rd, and the trade deadline is on the 6th.
They got to show that he's healthy. That's the whole thing. Getting him in there.
So was that the whole goal, to wait till it got closer to the deadline?
According to the health timeline, based on what they're learning, they got to get him healthy enough to show everybody that he could play. But it's not a foregone conclusion that he's going to be traded. We know the insiders said the Pelicans are going to make a trade.
They're saying Zion could still be traded.
I don't believe that.
He was on that list.
I don't believe that. But I'm saying in terms of a Javonte Green, there's rumors circulate because they got to get under the luxury. So a Javonte Green trade or lesser assets or something that definitely is going to happen. Whether Brandon Ingram gets traded or not, like I said, they got to show him healthy and able to play on the court to kind of I guess empower his trade to teams, because there are other teams that are basically that are interested in him. This is a rumor here from Bleacher Report saying the Jimmy Butler trade rumors, Pelicans registered interest, Brandon Ingram linked. I don't believe this. I don't think it doesn't, unless the Pelicans are in it, because it doesn't make any sense. Because Jimmy Butler's contract is like in 48, 49 or whatever it is. He is very expensive. So I don't see them trading for Jimmy Butler unless they're part of a multiple trade, like that 3-team trade, a situation where they'll help facilitate a trade to somewhere else. You see what I'm saying? And move assets around, however the case may be.
I
But
mean,
anytime you get 3 teams involved, it's
Jimmy
always
don't
a
want to be with
complicated.
no Pelicans.
It's a complicated trade, right? And a lot of things. Is Jimmy Butler really? You think Jimmy Butler going to leave Miami
I
and
mean,
come to a 12-win Pelican team?
I mean, he's 35 years old. He's trying to go to a win now situation.
He wants to
And
go to the Suns.
the Pelicans are not a win now team. I mean, I don't think the Pelicans were ever a win now team. They were just trying to tell us that.
And this is another one right here that's showing Hawks interested in Brandon Ingram. So there are a few rumors out there with different teams that's interested. I shared with the family members on the flash report that Toronto is interested in him as well. So there are teams that's starting to pop out and say, "Hey, man, we are interested in Brandon Ingram." But the Pelicans, it makes sense for them to put him in there to say, "Listen, see, he's healthy enough." And he is an expiring contract for somebody that might want to facilitate a deal because they feel like, hey, man, we need another piece to keep us, winning this season, get us in the playoffs or whatever. And then the contract expires and we gain that back on our books. So I can understand somebody accepting him in for the half the year or whatever the case may be remaining. And the Pelicans were able to get assets, whatever the case may be for him. But a lot of people like Toronto, thinking that Toronto might be a situation. I don't know what the Hawks are going to, with Johnson being knocked out for the rest of the year. They're looking to kind of have another forward there to kind of help keep whatever they got going on. And we traded with them earlier for DeJounte, and all this kind of stuff. So there's a little history there. But like I said, we don't have to wait long to figure out what they're going to do. If it's not a Brandon Ingram, we know that another deal is going to get done for lesser pieces. Hell, it might be Ingram with a few of these guys, depending on how the trade situation works. But anytime you get 3 teams involved in potential trades like that, if that is indeed the case, it is complicated. It gets complicated with more than 2 teams. So that pairing that with the Denver matchup, I don't know. Zion should play, and that makes the Pelicans unpredictable because when he plays, they look different. If the defense is different, he's a tough cover for the Nuggets, and everything is different. This team is very difficult to gauge at times. Like tonight, people thought Boston would just walk over the Pelicans. The Pelicans say, They were fighting even with DeJounte, and DeJounte went down with 8 minutes. He had played 8 minutes, went down, and the Pelicans lost by 2 tonight. So, we will see what happened. The lineup changes. You'll definitely see CJ McCollum at the 1 position. I don't know what the talking point on Herb. Herb is still nowhere yet about coming back. But like I said, I'm going to put up the injury report and show you guys here. Once again, it's showing basically, here it is right here. They got an estimated timeline showing that Zion, Jordan Hawkins, Daniel Tice, and Brandon Ingram are estimated to return on February the 3rd. So, like I said, we knew eventually Brandon Ingram would be coming back because I know it makes sense for them to want to be able to show that he's healthy enough to play, which would entice teams to want to possibly look at Brandon Ingram as a trade partner if the Pelicans be able to move along. So we'll see what they got going on. Who knows, man, what they want to do, but they really want to get this deal done. And they had all the time in the world to facilitate a trade. But like I said, man, it has been a very tumultuous season for us here, and it continues to go. So what's your quick thoughts on Denver? You think Denver gets it? Do the Pelicans win, Lex? What's last word on that before we get ready to move on to our callers?
You know what? I just wish something was very for sure with the team and who's playing, because the thing is, I mean, like I said, I'm pretty sure everybody thought Zion was going to be playing today. Nobody thought he would be out sick. I mean, he may get sick again and not play. It would be maybe pulled a couple hours before the Denver game. But yeah, regardless, then you still have the coaching stuff. But yeah, I just with how Denver's playing, Denver has they were struggling. They were having problems, but they inserted Russell Westbrook into the starting lineup.
Right.
And Jamal Murray has really stepped up his game. And with those two things going on, obviously there's more some more consistency in their bench production, but they found something. They found something and it's been working. It's bad enough when you have one player that averages a triple double, but when you have two players, two starters in your lineup that are averaging a triple double, golly, that makes things really difficult. We haven't been winning the boards, so the boards is a problem, especially in this game, because Westbrook is one of the top rebounders as a guard. And then you still have Nikola, who is a walking double as far as rebounds.
Dude, awesome, man.
Yeah. You know, they figured it out. I mean, look at that, man. Look at that. Like Jamal Murray, like he's really been waking up here of late. And he hadn't been playing well early on. He wasn't really playing well. So yeah, the Pelicans, it'd be nice for them to get this. I'm not really interested in, you know, oh, Pelicans, make it close, make it, you know, entertaining. I don't want the game to be entertaining. I want the win. You know, I'm not looking at, oh, the Pelicans almost won. I'm not really into that. I'm tired of being on the bad end of the stick of these great close games. Oh, that was such a great game. I'm just, you know, I'm not really feeling that too much. But yeah, Denver, there's a high probability that they'll get the win. I'd like the Pelicans to get it. But yeah, just with Denver really finding their stride, really figuring things out a whole lot quicker than the Pelicans. You know, they're really hitting it right now. They're really hitting it. So why would they stop just because they run into the Pelicans?
Yeah, they had Russ was ruled out against the Sixers because of hamstring tightness, but you know, then they got another game before they match up with the Pelicans. So I don't know what Russ looks like next week when the Pelicans play. He might very well be there. But yeah, they definitely got it. That Julian Strother kid, man, he kills the Pelicans. Every time he plays the Pelicans, Strother kills him. He had 18 against Philly. You know, so he's coming up off the bench helping there. So I mean, this they got a good squad and they're well coached. And it's a championship club, man, with very good players on it. So just like tonight, all the Pelicans could do is fight. You know, with Zion Williamson, I think he'll be back in the game. Hopefully he'll be back. And Trey Murphy, the way he's playing, that's what I was saying. Zion and Trey playing like that. DeJounte out, and probably CJ will be there. Jordan Hawkins should be there. So you might see Jordan Hawkins in the lineup. Depending on how they mix the lineups or whatever it is the case may be. But yeah, we are it's gonna be interesting, man, with DeJounte losing him like that, man. That's a tough one right there. But still, when all the season rolls on, man, and the Pelicans just got to keep doing what they do, man, and putting on, try to get a win best way they can against a tough team like Denver. And they got 2 chances at it. So in Denver. So it's gonna be it ain't gonna be easy one way to look at it, man. So and plus this is also with the 2 games against Denver. This is also, like I said, it'll be trade week 2. Trade deadline is the 6th, and that is let me put my schedule back up here for the Pelicans here, so people can see that schedule here. But yeah, that's a very pivotal week for the Pelicans. And like we was talking about on the previous stream, I was like, if the Pelicans don't beat the the Dallas Mavericks, which they lost by 1, they could probably end up not winning the game until middle of February. And the reason why that is because Denver, Sacramento, well, they probably can do something with Sacramento. We'll see. And then OKC, and then Sacramento again. So, I mean, the trade deadline falls the next day after the second matchup against Denver. It's Monday, then Wednesday, then after Wednesday, that's that Thursday, and that Thursday is the trade deadline. So the Pelicans will have to figure out, what to do. And like I said, they have Brandon Ingram listed for coming back on Monday. We'll see if that all is true, fam. We'll see if it's all true. I'll show video of him ramping up and reports of him getting close to coming back. So it would make sense for the Pelicans to put him in there to at least show, potential trade partners that Brandon Ingram is healthy enough, that he is healthy. And hey, man, let's do some business. The guy is healthy and he's ready to play. So we'll see how it all goes, man. It's all so very terrible, to be quite honest with you. All right. Shout out to you guys. Appreciate you being here. We got Brother Don who's going to chime in if you guys want to pop in. What's up, Tasha? Shout out to you. Brother Devin. Yeah, much love, brother, and the rest of the fam. Appreciate you. What's up, Bird Talk? Shout out to y'all. Appreciate y'all being here. Y'all hit the like button and the share button for us. Gonna bring in Brother Don for it. Welcome in, Brother Don. How you doing tonight, sir?
Yo, man, I'm doing good, man. How y'all doing?
Not bad, my brother. We doing as best we can do looking at these damn Pelicans, but it is what it is, brother.
Oh yeah, man. I went on my rant last time. I pretty much got it all out last time. You know what I'm saying? As far as everything I need to put a stamp on for real. Like as far as us, the type of product that we've been putting out, the BS product that we've been putting out. And but yeah, other than that, speaking on today, man, like that breaking news right there, man. I seen it as soon as it happened. I said, damn. That was my reaction. Because I seen it immediately. I done seen that we done seen that Achilles injury motion before. I seen it earlier this year with the guy from Indiana Pacers, James Wiseman. You know what I'm saying? He had the same injury this year. Of course, we seen it with DeMarcus Cousins. Yeah, man. So once he failed and started doing that reach back thing, they say it feel like something you trying to figure out what the hell was that. So when he did that, man, I said I knew it was that. But even more, man, like you see, man, like these injuries, this injury thing, it's something that continues to happen. Zion, Trey, even Javonte's been hurt. All these players have been hurt. And as you can see, like this is not just a Zion thing, this is, it's a New Orleans thing. Even y'all, your team, the Saints, deal with it. Big Q, Alvin Kamara, you know what I'm saying? All those players always hurt and stuff. But just speaking on the Pelicans, like a bit of the issue of why I think that a lot of our players are hurt, and I'm gonna say it again, I said it before, is because this team has to play hero so much. All these players have to play hero because there's no coach orchestrating stuff and putting our team in a position where it's like a system and people know what they need to do, and it's going to flow and the movements that they're going to make. A lot of our guys there's nothing continuous, there's nothing fluent, there's nothing consistent that they know that they can go to this move, or if they can do this action, is going to get something open. A lot of the times our actions is not getting anything. So they start going ISO. So now you go ISO, now you're trying to play the hero. And a lot of our guys always trying to play hero. Zion been playing hero for the last couple years. That's why you see he always getting hurt. You see the Lakers game. He brought us all the way back in the game, exerted all of all of his energy after us being down by 20, 25 plus, and he got injured. He finally gave out. Same thing with DeJounte Murray, man. You know, we got all this minute restriction on Zion. How about have a consideration and put minute restriction on DeJounte? This guy's been playing every game, and he's been playing a load of minutes. And if you want to put minutes restrictions on somebody, put it on him. He's been here, and you see, man, he's had a lot on him, and he gave out. The Achilles, he gave out today. You dig what I'm saying? Like, so it's man, it's a lot of funny stuff, man. It's weird, man. We got to continue to deal with this. I feel so bad for DeJounte, man. You know, for him being an athlete, a person. Like, I feel bad, man, because that's a setback. You know, you hope and pray that he can recover from this and really, man, and make his way back and be a form of DeJounte like before or better. That's what you hope for. You dig what I'm saying? Because DeJounte he has a lot more left in his career to do. I feel like he can get a championship. If it's not here, he can go somewhere else and get one because he's a great baller. You know, he's a good baller, man. He plays winning basketball. He's a savant. He's smart. Play defense. He do all types of good basketball things. So, like, for him to be dealing with this, man, this is a big setback, man, for DeJounte, man, and it's sad that he had to be subjected by the Pelicans for this, you know, doing this. This has, you know, out of all places, you know, he never really had. I mean, I think he has had an ACL injury, right? Yeah, so he's dealt. So he has dealt with a major injury before, I guess. So I mean, that's that. I guess if we want to look at a positive, that's something positive. You know, as far as him going into like a major rehab like this, you know, he would know how to, you know, to mentally, you know, deal with it and everything like that. Although that, you know, this Achilles thing is definitely different, but I mean, you know, these days, you know, with the advanced, I guess, you know, technology or whatever, you know, they seem like they deal with these Achilles injuries a lot better than maybe the past. So that's, I guess, a positive too. You know, he's smaller too. You know, a guy like DeMarcus Cousins, who was a big guy like that, it was probably more harder for him to recover from that Achilles in comparison to like guys like DeJounte, Kobe Bryant. These guys are they're not as heavy. So I guess, you know, they will probably be able to recover a lot better from that Achilles injury. Like some of the football players recover from it too, pretty decent. You know, like running backs, receivers. Yeah, y'all know any cornerbacks in the NFL that dealt with Achilles? Any cornerbacks?
Yeah, they got quite a few of them that deal with them. Let's see. Damn, I had hold on, let me, because some of them can't come to mind right now. Let me look them up.
Sometimes, because you know
we got quite a few of them that do have that injury.
Right, because that, like, especially at that position, like cornerback, like you got to do all that backpedaling and stuff like that. Like, I just want to see how, you know, those guys recover from it. That'll be interesting to see. Like, man, this is huge news. Like, I don't want us to like overlook this. This is huge news for DeJounte for this year and next year, possibly.
Right.
You know, this guy, you know, I appreciate DeJounte, what he has been for this team so far, what he has brought through the midst of the BS. You know what I'm saying? This team has the joke of an organization that this team is. And remember, I told y'all, I was still standing on what I said. I'm not a fan of the Pelicans right now, y'all. I'm not. Don is no longer a fan of the Pelicans. I'm a fan of these players, man. And until we can get rid of these goofy managers and vice presidents and potentially we got to tell Gail that she got to get out of here. That's what we gotta do. You know what I'm saying? Look here, Gail. You better get out of here. Gail. We need to tell Gail that.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know,
I feel you.
Like, yeah, man, and Jimmy Butler, the Jimmy Butler news, man. Look, I don't know about y'all, man. I bring Jimmy over, dog. Jimmy Butler.
But definitely
I don't want y'all to take this personal. But Jimmy, don't take this the wrong way, y'all. But Jimmy Butler's going to be the Donald Trump over here. Okay, we need somebody to come over here and mix. We need somebody to come over here and mix some shit up. Tell it how it is, whether you like it or not. You dig what I'm saying? And mix some shit up, because that's what we need. We don't need nothing comfortable. To be honest, that's another great point, because
you don't want to be with the
Pelicans. That's how this country is right now. It's a lot of comfort. It's a lot of comfort, and we used to handouts and stuff like that. And that's when you lead to lack of standards and really being successful. And that's what the Pelicans are right now. And then you got Donald Trump comes in, and a lot of people are uncomfortable. They don't like it, but it makes you move. It makes you more aware. Yes, this is a great point. It makes you more aware. You ain't gonna like it. You might not like him. You might not like you might not even agree with.
No, it's not that. There's some other things that you're not mentioning.
But it is good to have. It's good to have that stuff, because guess what? Sometimes you need the storm to make you stronger, man. You need that storm, and you need a little chaos to make you stronger, man. Jimmy Butler's gonna bring that over here.
Yeah,
Jimmy Butler.
I mean, the Pelicans definitely need that friction. They do.
We need that bad.
We've been saying it.
And I know he might not want to be here,
especially Griff.
Right.
Yeah.
Because really, I mean, I think DC was saying it. Like, yeah, he was asking the question, can things with the Pelicans get any worse? It's like, yes, it can. You know what I'm saying? So if you bring him over, it's definitely getting worse. I mean, even without him, I feel like it's worse because you're losing time. Not only that,
he's not gonna want to come to a team that's 12 wins.
No, he's not. He wants to win now.
He's my Jimmy.
The Pelicans are very far
Jimmy
from a win now team.
But Jimmy ain't in no position where he go where he want to go. Him and Pat Riley got some, They got
but what's to stop him from pulling a Miami Heat on the Pelicans?
The Pelicans, unless they have a counter. Oh, we've heard of that word before. Anyway, unless they have a counter move with getting Jimmy Butler, which I don't think Griff is that bright. Okay. I don't think he's that smart.
Not bright. He's damn near transparent. What you talking about?
Well, the thing is, he's going to want to. A lot of teams usually, if you're gonna trade for a player that's in an expiring contract, they're gonna want a guarantee from you, like, hey, like, okay, are you gonna sign the extension? I can tell you right now, Jimmy's not gonna do that. Okay, I'm not a character or personality analysis type person, but I mean, have y'all seen him? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not, there's not a whole lot of like thought that you have to put into that. He's not staying here. He's not staying with this impoverished organization that is trying to figure it out. Okay? He's like, no, y'all gotta try to get some stability. Now, if he does come here and it's way before the 6, and you're using that as, hey, to do a trade with the Suns, which, again, I don't think Griff is that forward thinking, then you may have something. But again, we're talking about Griff. Okay? That means you would get Jimmy, and then you would be working on a trade with the Suns.
You flip Jimmy. Yeah, you flip Jimmy for Phoenix.
Yeah, you would flip him.
For what?
I don't know. Whatever. What do they call it? The Suns? They just got some picks, I believe, from Didn't they get that from the Kings? Is that
said-
correct?
You talking about like being a third party in the trade? You said
No, they just picked up some picks.
who? Suns.
I want to say the Suns did. They just
by
they
trade
just did,
for that center they got.
I want to say that was separate, but I mean they could have got it through him. They could have got it through when they did the trade with Charlotte.
Tre'Davious White and Dante Jackson on them injuries for you, Don. I'm gonna look that up, Lex, in terms
Okay.
of
Okay. Yeah, Tre'Davious. Well, he's kind of falling off.
and Dante Jackson.
Dante, he's recovered pretty decent. He's with the Steelers. He's able, but Tre'Davious, he definitely fell off, man. That's that backpedaling on that Achilles every game, all that cutting and backpedaling and stuff. You need a strong Achilles playing that corner position. Playing anything though, bro. Those rigorous movements and stuff in the game. But yeah, man, that's But yeah, like I mean,
Okay, Jay Carval just looked it up. He said it was from the Utah Jazz. My bad. I thought it was from the Kings, but it was from the Utah Jazz.
These second round picks.
That was separate. Yeah, I think it was first round. They have 3 first round picks.
They just did this year?
Yes, they just did this. They recently did this like within the week. That's why I was like,
they trying to get Jimmy then for real.
Yes, they are. That's what I'm saying. So
Well,
the thing is, if the Pelicans do get Jimmy, and I said this, I don't feel like you're not going to get the full value for Brandon. And I said that whatever trade you do get, because like I said, it's not going to be really the full value. It's really not going to be that initial trade, but it's going to be the trade after that that's going to help the Pelicans. Because I just don't feel like, this initial trade, because you waited so late with trying to trade Brandon, you're not going to get the full value. And I still feel like Griff doesn't even understand that part.
Right,
but,
yeah.
If you get Jimmy, Jimmy ain't trying to stay here. He is not going to sign no extension with the Pelicans. If he does, I'll actually be surprised.
Instead of trying to get, like you saying, like instead of trying to get something out of it, he's trying to think he can up everybody for real in the situation. That does make sense though, because I mean, I'm getting tired of all these.
Hey, I kind of feel that way. I mean, because really it's too late. The ball is not in Griff's court when it comes to BI Knoxville. I mean, it just isn't. I mean, I know trade suitors are starting to come up now. It happens all the time. But the thing is, if you would have did it earlier, it wouldn't have. It's probably it wouldn't be it's not going to be the same.
Yeah, I think because the Heat probably want Bradley Beal over Brandon Ingram. Maybe I'm thinking.
It's hard to say. How old is Bradley Beal?
Yeah, it is hard to say because I wouldn't even base it off of that. I would base it off of that the wing position, like having a tall athletic wing like that. I mean, BI like 28, maybe 27.
Yeah, he's in the beginning of his prime.
And then Bradley like 31, I think, right?
Yeah, that plays a major part. Youth is
31.
golden.
Yeah, but at the same time, the Heat, like, I mean, because 3 more years, Bradley would be 34, and then Ingram would be 30?
What?
To be on, right?
No, BI's like.
No, Bradley. I said Bradley would be 34.
Yeah, and then you
Bradley
said
would be
30.
Yeah, 3 years from now, he would be 34. Yeah.
Yeah, and Brandon will be
Bill.
30 in 3 years, right?
Oh, okay. All right, gotcha.
Yeah, I'm just saying that, to be honest with you, a 34 Bradley Beal and a 30 Ingram are probably the same player. So that's all the point I'm trying to make. Like,
well, Bradley Bill's
Bill
contract
makes $50 million though.
is a whole lot more uglier because
Right.
the thing is, BI doesn't have. He's on an expiring contract, so he doesn't have that fat contract. Whereas
Now,
Bradley
Bill,
Beal right now, he's still being paid.
shit, Bill,
Okay.
you're gonna have to
of
pay.
money.
Yeah, you're gonna owe him if you trade for him. You pay him whatever he got this year, the remaining of this year. And then he got
Right.
53 for
So
next
it's
year,
like
53
Yeah.
million next year, and then he
And
has a
he's not
player
even worth
option.
that.
He got a player option at 33 years old. He got
And he
a
gets
elevator
he gets
contract here.
injured just like Brandon does.
How they
right.
get
So it's almost like
that's
whether they want the Bradley Bill production throughout these years, or if they just want to, get Ingram so they can dump that and then try to go for somebody else, like another all-star in a free agency or something like that. So that's
man,
kind of like what they
You know
going to
what's
decide.
crazy?
man, this is
It
ridiculous.
really seems like
That
it
man got
really
over
seems like there's
$150
really
million
not
over the
lot.
next 3 years. That's
There's
ridiculous,
really
man.
not a lot available. You know what I'm saying? I mean, when you look at everything, but I think the one thing that makes it hard is the fact that, this organization is still trying to figure it out. When there's no stability in the coaching philosophy and things, it makes it hard, man. It makes it hard.
We'll just figure it out. That's what we
Yeah.
do.
And they ain't even figured out nothing. I think Knoxville, I think you pointed something out earlier, how the team going through everything all this season and still and they haven't learned nothing. They still just trying to figure stuff out. I think that's the biggest problem with everything that's going on this season. It's like it means absolutely nothing if you haven't learned nothing and you still ain't figured nothing out.
It's a joke.
It's like, I mean, and see, that's what's concerning. It's like, so even within the last month, y'all still haven't figured nothing out?
Nope. Because it's a
Like,
joke.
these people have learning disabilities
Yeah.
or something. You
That
know
was
what I'm
crazy.
saying? Like, how are you not learning about
It's like nobody
your
they don't
team?
care. They don't care about ball. It's like nobody cares about the ball element of what we doing. It's like everybody either care about the human element of stuff or the money. Just those
Yeah,
two.
and
There's
and
no
there's no learning
basketball winning.
curve at all. I mean,
Right.
shoot, the head coach can't even go and learn some offensive plays,
Dude
which
is
is all
terrible.
over the internet. They even have apps where you can get plays from. They sell playbooks on
This is
Amazon.
Man, it's like a comedy show. I think the Pelicans might just be getting paid to be like a comedy show. So I think we're gonna turn ourselves into a television organization.
Man, it's been like that. It's
We
been
the
like
TV,
that for a long time, man.
we the TV program for the NBA. They probably done Adam or whoever on the league commissioner or whatever probably say, hey, you guys are going to
What
be
the crazy thing
you're going to
is,
be the comedy show, the reality TV show for the league. And we probably took the deal.
crazy
Yeah.
thing is that the Southwest Division is just gonna get stronger. That's the sad thing. That's the sad thing. Like, because really, right now, we're not seeing any changes, any signs of any type of major changes. We're not seeing that, like right now. Even with the deadline steadily approaching, we're not seeing any type of, okay, what's going to be promising for next season. And that's what I was like saying, like, right now, the Pelicans need to prepare for next season, but it doesn't look like they're going to do that. It looks like the Pelicans are going to go into the off season. They're not going to be aggressive. They're not. And we're probably going to be going into next season still figuring things out. And I don't think there'll be as many injuries as it was, this season. But at the same time, it's really not going to matter. You know why? because look at the division.
Right, you're gonna get pushed down. Right?
There's a high probability that because the division is getting stronger, it's strong now. So if you have those teams that do have an identity, that do have it figured out, that have another year of chemistry, you know what I'm saying? You're still looking at the Pelicans being behind regardless of the injuries because you're behind. You're behind. You're now you're really at playing catch up because these other teams, they're in the playoff picture. I think everybody in the division, with the exceptions of the Pelicans, is in the play-in / playoff picture right now. Can you look that up, Big Q? On the standings?
Yeah, just a second. I got you.
Like this is like, and again, this is the forward thinking that you have to have. When you look at their situation in comparison to the Pelicans, it's not looking good for the Pelicans, regardless if the Pelicans are going into the season healthy.
Yeah, here it is right here. The Western Conference
so
standings.
the Spurs are not in the play-in picture. So they're right outside. But I mean, golly, that's still what, the Dallas and then Memphis and Houston. That's 3 other teams. And if the Spurs, and it's not even over for the Spurs this year, because if they get De'Aaron Fox, that could change things.
Shit, that catapults them greatly.
You see what I'm saying?
They move from literally worst to first team, just like that.
Because they still have a chance. It's gonna be bad, like for the Pelicans, man.
I'm gonna see what they're gonna give up to get them. That's the whole point. What do you give up to get them?
That is true. That is true. But I mean, I'm just saying, like, you look at the division and you look at the Pelicans and just again forward thinking on to next season. Like these teams, Houston is gonna be back. Memphis is gonna be back. Dallas is gonna be back. And Dallas is still in the picture and they dealing with injuries.
Yeah, Houston's second best team in the West.
Yeah, I mean, Luka's gonna be coming back and stuff. I mean, this is what happens when you're delayed, man. This is what happens when you're delayed in making decisions and making trades and really being aggressive. This is what happens. You fall behind. You're not keeping up with the Joneses. You're not keeping up with the trends.
Well, you ain't got no pressure. You ain't got no pressure to win anything because Gail is not. Gail's pretty much just laid back and allowing Griffin to run it, and he just says whatever he says to her, and she believes it. She don't know shit. She don't know shit. Even they criticize that Sacramento King on her. I can tell you one thing. At least he knows, hey man, we need, I'm tired of losing. Let's go ahead and get this done. She don't know anything about that. And that guy, like I said, that's the worst part about it. When you got dumb leadership, dumb ownership that don't know shit from Shinola, you don't stand a chance, man.
Nope.
You don't stand a chance. You got to have somebody that at least knows a little bit about it, that is competitive within where she ruled. This is one of the worst things that have happened to this team, for it to fall under her, because all she's doing is following the plan of a dead man. He didn't know nothing about basketball. He took over the team because the league approached him.
What is he doing to her, Big Q?
What is he? Who? David Griffin?
Yeah, what is he doing to her?
They just believe him. They believe everything he says.
Is it some type of spell or something? Like, what he?
Nah, it ain't none of that.
Is he playing the piano? What is he doing?
None of that, bro.
Dyson Daniels had a point, man.
None of that, bro. They just believe him. They don't
think that's true. Is it cursed, Big Q? Like I said, Dyson Daniels got a point.
No, it ain't no curse. There's no curse.
No, as far as with them, it's the wrong people.
It's bad leadership.
that are here, they cursed.
It's just weird that people, outside the culture or the city or the team will say it's just something in the water or some bullshit like that. The reality is it's the ownership.
Yep.
It's them. They'll blame aliens if they can on why the team failed. I mean, they'll do anything. These people are ridiculous. They're non-accountable. You cannot have leadership or owner that runs a professional team of any sort and don't know about the team, the winning culture of what you need to do to keep the team on par with everybody else. The very least you're supposed to do is turn and look at an organization that exhibits constant wins and go to them and get the second man who's up under that and bring him here and have him to establish that culture. Go to Boston, go to OKC, go get the second in command. If you can't get the first guy, get the second guy and bring him here and tell him to mimic what he did there. So they go get David Griffin, who's a con man. I've been telling y'all this now for more than a couple of years now. I done exposed David Griffin. That's why he hides now. He ain't used to hide before. He used to hide. The shindig is up. It's a dumb owner, man. Who don't know anything about this stuff. And then you got a president that's dumb too. You can't have two dumb some bitches on top of the team expected to win.
And to back that up, Big Q, shoot, you're looking at the Washington Commanders, who, I'm from DC, man. Washington Commanders, which was originally the Redskins, fan base was depressed. It was nothing for years and years of bull BS football. The same thing over and over again. These, I'm getting tired of this team. All that for years. They changed their owner in 2023. Josh Harris became the owner, who was also the owner of the Philadelphia 76ers. And so they didn't injected new energy, and then they went ahead and got Magic Johnson in the building. And as you see now, the Commanders are drafted and they signed good players, and it's probably a better culture in there. It's more of a standard there. Making moves, getting your man Marshawn Lattimore, even though he be getting burnt up. But they're trying, and you seen they was in the NFC Championship. So what Big Q is saying, like that shit is huge, man. It means a lot. That's the energy, you know what I'm saying, of the team. And that was 2023 where they got a new owner. It's been 2 years. A year and a half almost, really.
I heard what Snyder said too. He hates it.
Yeah, there's a seat now, right? Yeah,
that they win. He had it. I read the article on it and said that he hates it. What kind of person that is? You see what I'm saying? If they ain't shit, right. If I'm not making a win, they ain't shit. What kind of person says something that behaves that way? But a maniac.
Human element of it. Yeah.
Well, the thing is, because it's ego driven. Like a lot of these guys, it's about my decisions and all that. That's why Jerry Jones is failing. That's why Snyder failed. But the thing is, if you're a Gale, you got to leave your stamp on your team. But when you come from interior decorating and you don't know nothing about sports and all you know how to do is just go to charities and do the first lady wave at everybody, then what you expect? At least hire the next guy down. And they got a guy there and she know that man don't know anything about basketball or football. He's just a businessman. He just go out and get the money for the team. Use the team as a succubus to get as much money as they possibly can. That's what this is. They got one dude making all the decisions, and that's David Griffin. He don't know what he's doing. He's failed. He's a failure here. The team is sub 500. He's a sub 5. He's been here longer than he's been with Cleveland. He's been here for 6 years. What? He has a sub 500. He has a sub 500 record. He had 3. These are on his third coach. The team is constantly underperforming. And then the commentators constantly making excuses for him. Even Antonio Daniels is starting to make an excuse for him all the time. We missing this guy.
You can tell they bought and paid for
all that. We gotta find out what is he doing to her, man?
He ain't doing nothing, bro. That's what he ain't doing nothing to that. That dude there ain't doing nothing. You'll fall for his bullshit if you don't know no better, bro. But a guy that talk like that, like he a lawyer and he ain't really saying nothing, man, you got to be really leery of that. And this ain't the type of place you can come with that. That's why I was warning him early on. Don't talk like that around here. You ain't saying nothing. He just talks in generalities and nothing in specifics. And this, like I said, the thing is with the team, there's no vision. And all they're using the team for is to make money. That's what this is. They're not serious. If they were, they would have hired serious people. Or if they see the team failure, they would fire people and bring people in. It's not hard. It's not hard. You, like I said, you pick a team that you like that has consistent success and a thorough history. And me and DC was talking about that. He said, "How about Boston?" I said, "Hell yeah."
The whole city.
How about OKC? Go get their second in command. Bring them in here and say, "Hey, man, mimic what y'all did that and build me a winner." Those teams draft well and they install a winning culture.
It's easy to do that.
All you need to do is hire the right people. You want them people wouldn't hire no Willie Green. Willie Green, they look at Willie Green and know Willie Green ain't no real coach.
Right, he said, right in the interview, they're gonna be checking their box.
Yeah, it's checking. You talking to a real coach.
Bring the next coach.
You talking to a real coach. You're gonna hire
Bring the
Willie
next
Green.
coach.
Right. You talking to bona fide coaches here. You're gonna go talk to Sam Cassell. You're gonna go talk to if the Pelicans had an opportunity to get all of these men, even Nate McMillan before he went to Atlanta, to build up what they had going before your boy from Utah went there. They had an opportunity to talk to all these men. They had an opportunity to get Jason Kidd because Jason Kidd was going through that scandal that was going on with his I think that was his ex-wife. And they had him on the bench underneath your boy over there in LA until that scandal died down. And then they were going to move him to the ranks. But then Dallas said, "Let me get Jason Kidd." The same thing happened with Ime Udoka. He was sleeping with the president's wife. So what ended up happening was they got him up out of there. And then Houston waited a little bit and they got them a hell of a coach. And they sent up there second in the Western Conference right now. The Pelicans had an opportunity to talk to all of these people, and they ended up getting Willie Green because they don't want to spend no money.
He wanted to get the coaching staff create the staff for him.
He had the staff because he didn't want to cut the contracts, Lex, is what the thing is, because he had the previous man's staff that he didn't want to release because he would, that's a lot of money. So he wanted the next coach that keeps the members of the staff that he had from the previous coach. And then some of the guys said, I ain't doing that. Man, Willie Green had no head coaching. He had no head coaching prospects. So he took the job. That's how you ended up with Willie Green.
Those are the type moves of how you waste a player as far as like Zion. Moves like that waste a player of Zion's caliber, because then you have to think, we don't even know what next year is going to bring, like I was saying earlier. We don't know. But right now,
it might be a lottery team.
Right, but right now, it don't even matter. You know why? Because you still are in a division that's improved, and you're still looking to be at the bottom of the division.
That'd be enough to sell to people that don't even think. I don't care about the team. I'm just a Pelican person. I just like the Pelicans.
But it's like then you have to think, okay, how many years does Zion have on his contract? You know what I'm saying?
This, Lexxah got about the next 4 years.
Huh?
4 years on his current agreement, unrestricted in 28.
Man, shoot.
It's on the screen right there. Look. Zion at the top.
I got like one contact in, so hold on.
Yeah, you got him all the way to 28, 29. Then he's unrestricted free agent in 28, 29. So he locked up for the next 4 years.
His years, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Because if that's the whole vision is just, hey, put butts in the seats, his career is definitely being wasted. Definitely being wasted.
You get some flash in there too, like you'll see Zion get out there and play.
Golly, man. But and then the thing is, even him being healthy, you still don't get to see him.
Well, man, he has to. The thing, and we talk about this all the time about Zion Williamson, the culpability factor. But he's healthy right now.
Yeah.
But they're still using the past against him.
Yeah, I know.
That's what's
and which is sad, because the thing is, it's like, so you all are using this against him and you're holding him back even more.
They would say that we're being cautious. That's what
they're not being cautious. They're holding him hostage. And they're depriving the supporters. Like, Zion does not have a green light as far as with his play, his performance. Like, that's going to keep him from being a great player. Like, he has it, we see it all the time. But the thing is, if he can't show it on a night-to-night basis, we're never going to get that, because he always has the organization holding him back. Oh, no. Don't be too great out there. That's crazy. You're wasting.
That is completely psychotic.
It is. It really is.
Huh?
Yeah, thank you. And he's 24. He's 24, and you're holding him hostage. Like, he's ready to go. I mean, he's trimmed down, everything, best of shape. I know we've heard that before, but we're looking at him right now. We're looking at him right now.
Well, he told you in the interview the other day that he could play back to backs. He feel good, but
Yeah,
he works for the Pelicans. That's what he said.
And so the thing is, they're I guess the thing is, because they're doing a horrible job managing him. I feel like since he's been in the league, they've been doing a horrible job managing him. It's been horrible.
Yeah, they have been horrible, Lex. I think it definitely been horrible. The injury situation, the Pelicans overall have been horrible, but it definitely egregious with Zion Williamson. But him coming in,
bad.
Yeah, it's been bad. But the thing is, too, it's some culpability on his side of it. And then the thing about it is, on this end of it, they are doing everything they can to slow him down.
Yeah, they are.
I wouldn't be surprised
All
if that
wrenching
dude
everything.
played a whole damn year on restricted.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised he finished the year on restricted minutes. I wouldn't be surprised by the way these people are handling it.
Playing that piano, huh? Yeah. Yeah, I told you, man. Look here, they've been lying, man. Look here, I've been telling people since the beginning, man. They keep lying on Zion, man. Talking about he's sick, dog. He's not sick. The last one when they said he was sick, the last one before this one that they said he was sick. It was only convenient to say because your man Misi was sick, so that made it justifiable for them to be like, oh well, Zion's sick too as well.
So they had Hawkins listed with some type of who had a non-COVID sickness, wasn't it Hawkins? They listed tonight.
Yeah,
with the sickness. Who was on the sickness?
Well, I just know Zion, but I
just
maybe
saw Zion.
yeah, it could have been.
And I was shocked about that.
It could have been right. And like, come on, bro. He just had a great interview yesterday in practice. You know what I'm saying? He was excited because
I seen that interview. He ain't look sick to me.
Yeah,
not at all. Flu.
Like, come on, bro. Like, and then like, come on, bro. He said, he was excited because these stretches of games that's coming up, none of them they're not back to backs. So he was going to be able to play multiple games in a row. But here they go throwing in a wrench again and ruining that. Just like they sabotaged him missing that plane too, if you ask me.
Yeah, they could have did that.
I don't put nothing past him. I don't know.
You know what? All this stuff is so weird.
Hold on, Lex. Just a second. Let you finish. Let me give Brother Devin a shout out. Brother Devin Harris.
Okay. Yeah.
Thank you for the super chat, my brother. Sending love and appreciation to PPR for doing this every game. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you for that, man. It ain't easy, bro. Let me tell you something, man.
Stay cool. Nobody gets hurt. Take the money out. All of it. Come on. Wasting my time now. Come on. Stop stalling.
All right, big ups. All right, thank you, brother. Appreciate that super chat, man. But yeah, hey, Lex, the floor is yours.
I was finished.
You was jamming just there. I see you.
I mean, I just wanted to go with the flow. You know what I'm saying?
But this is correct though. I mean, the whole Zion situation is real shaky to say the least. How they handling, but to a degree, watching all of the stuff that happened from the past, all of the injuries, the constant stuff, can't complete a full season, all this kind of stuff. If the Pelicans aren't going anywhere this year, So you might as well cut the string and let them go ahead on and play because you're gonna blame injuries anyway. So there ain't no reason why for you to put any minute restrictions on Zion Williamson. Might as well cut the string and let him play. Let him play 30 plus minutes a game. Let him go. I mean, you got DeJounte Murray going for the year. You about to lose Brandon Ingram, we think, and trade, you know. But the thing is, if you look at some of these players now, they have Javonte Green. They talking about Pelicans are like what a mil or so over the luxury right now. What player on this team they would trade for a second round pick or whatever the case might be just to clear the luxury? Would it be Javonte or would it be Daniel Tice? In my opinion, it might be Daniel Tice because you have a cheaper option in Carlo Mekabic. The Pelicans aren't going anywhere. You might as well. You drafted Carlo Mekabic. You might as well let him play. He has a large upside than Daniel Tice. Tice helps if you're a team competing in the playoff race. His playoff experience helps you there. But a team that's with 12 wins on the season, they don't need to keep no Daniel Tice. And he on this list right here. Tice is listed at what? Well, how much money is he making here? Where's Tice at? Yeah, 2.087. $2 million right here for Tice for this year. You know, so I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he probably one of the guys they moved as well. You know, again, if they don't move Brandon Ingram, because that's a complicated trade to move Brandon Ingram to find a partner. I don't understand why the Pelicans are looking at Jimmy Butler. You gonna owe Jimmy Butler? He's $48 million, almost $49 million a year. You're going in the wrong direction. Unless you're gonna some kind of flip them, Griffin flipping in the third tree. David Griffin doing that?
Exactly. You see it.
Yeah, if tough enough times trading with one team, we're gonna get him involved with 2 other teams to trade with. Unless somebody else doing the legwork and they already got it figured out. Hey man, listen, all you need to do is give me that guy there and that guy, and we got a deal.
Or
not this other team here. I
Or
don't see him facilitating shit, man.
are you ready, Big Q?
I'm ready.
Or he's gonna offer a secret contract.
Oh,
man, Lex, I've been feeling your pain, man. I've been watching Big Q do this, man.
I'm sorry,
Big
y'all.
Q,
I'm tripping.
all this David Griffin energy you got, Big Q. What's going on, man? This Willie Green energy, Big Q. You been on your Willie Green energy.
Hey, man. Hey, I'm sorry, y'all. I have to apologize.
Have you been watching film on yourself, Big Q?
Oh my
Come on, man.
You don't start calling you Willie Green. You know what I'm saying?
sorry. The inconsistencies of my team are rubbing off on me. I'm sorry, family. I apologize.
But you need to find a way to get that thing.
I'm gonna find a way. That's right, brother.
Expedited on a button.
I'm gonna find a way.
I feel like, dang.
I'm gonna find a way. You're right.
We got to get the timing right, though. We really got to get the timing.
Yeah. See, that's the thing. This is happening when you watch an inconsistent team, and you see. Hey, but that's the thing.
Are you blaming teams' injuries?
I'm not.
As long as you look, are you gonna figure it out?
I'm gonna figure it out, bro.
Oh no, that was the wrong answer, Big Q.
That
was the wrong answer.
No, wait, I got it. I got it.
The inconsistencies of my team is messing with me.
I got it. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Are you gonna figure it out?
All right, there it is. I got it. That time. See, I had to fight the Pelican nonsense off. But it's it's difficult to be consistent when your team is not. But we do it though.
Yeah, just like with the stats.
That's right.
Hey Lex, you ain't Lex.
Look,
you ain't do the voice.
You messed that one up, Lex. You messed that
the
one.
voice. You ain't do the voice.
Just like the stats. Maybe that's what I'll start doing.
See, I don't have that one. I'm about to tune that one. I'm about to get that. I got so many of these damn sound effects, man. I'll be swapping them, doing it. But yeah, man. But the whole thing with the Pelicans, man, I just don't know, fam.
That ain't your mom.
I don't know what to say about this, man. I am told. He says, "Q, put the dinger button on the injury report." Yeah, I know the dinger button. What the hell is a dinger button, bro? You got me on that one.
Ta-da!
Oh, the dun button. Okay, that's what you're saying. See, I got it set up another way. I'm gonna put it on my direct board so I hit it because I got a few of them on my board that I usually use. Like I said, I got a bunch of stuff up here on my desk. So yeah, Lex ain't trying to hear that. But yeah, but this is the thing though, man. We as a team, man, this has been a very strange season, fam, because the Pelicans are not doing anything commonsensically, and it's pretty difficult to guess what they're going to do next because things that they should have done, like fire the coach because the team is not performing badly just because of the injuries. The narrative that if we had all of our guys, we will win. When we had these guys together in spots and he still didn't win. I mean, it was a point where we had Zion, we had Herb, we had Trey, we had CJ, we had DeJounte, and we still was losing games. But they ain't gonna talk about that though.
No, they not.
They ain't gonna talk about that. They're gonna always figure a way to lie and make up and spin and detract into injuries. That's what they do.
You know what it's because though.
It's because of inconsistencies.
And something else. That was too early, Big Q.
Oh, I got this is set up.
I didn't say the secret country.
Ambulance! Where the ambulance? Why the man body still
The
right
man
there?
ain't supposed to be laying
Call
there.
the damn ambulance!
Oh my goodness, man.
Oh
Listen,
my goodness. We are really missing each other.
we are, Lex. We messing up
Oh,
big time
these
tonight.
darn Pelicans.
Marley said he meant the finger. Oh yeah. Yeah. I got you, brother. I got you. All right. Knox Vista says, Q, where's your mindfulness and joy? Yeah, brother. I don't know what's going on here, man. I'm watching the Pelicans play, bro. They ain't got nothing to do with no mind, no brain, no nothing, man. We just lose all the time, brother. That make you go crazy.
Oh
That
my
make you crazy.
gosh.
Shout out to you, Mad Drummer. I see you, fam.
What?
Appreciate you.
Hey.
Cap Manny.
If we ever take a sabbatical, y'all gonna know why. Okay.
Man.
You will understand completely. All right.
You don't know how difficult this season has been, Lex. The Pelicans and the Saints, how trash these teams have been. It's been a one long nightmare since August. It's been one long nightmare for both these teams. They're about to continue into the summer. Saints and Pelicans.
You know what, Big Q, man?
Terrible.
I think my thing is that this is happening this season, right?
Mm-hmm.
We all see this. We're all witnesses to what's happening this season. The worst thing that can happen is that you take everything that's going on this season and it carry overs to the next season. And I feel because when you're not proactive in making changes and really, really like just cutting the coaching loose, the VP and, really the GM because he's weak. The thing is there's a lot of things that are wrong. And my biggest fear is that not enough changes are made. We know a change is going to happen, but yeah, the change was made bringing DeJounte here, and that was it. There was no plan, B, no plan C, D, E, F, all the way to Z. Okay, there was no plan for a big man. I don't know if any of you all remember, Tice was on his way back home. He was on his way back to Germany. He was a last minute scratch in. Okay? Like, I think that's my biggest problem because I'm looking at everything. I'm looking at how the Pelicans are moving. And golly, man, I just feel like the team may not change a whole lot on next season. If Willie Green is still here, because let me tell you something, they don't seem like they're in a rush to get rid of Willie because of the secret contract. Okay.
Yeah, that's practice, y'all. That's what I'm talking about.
That's all right, man. I gotta give Russ a round of applause on that one. I did good on that one. I might mess up for the rest of the show.
You know what?
So y'all don't hear
That's like you like clapping for Willie because he finally won a game. No, chicken, we need consistency. Look, we still want to get rid of your butt. You know what I'm saying?
Look at Lex. We only 1 year in, so this is our growing year.
Remember, they gave Willie that money, so David Griffin is not going to be good on trying to get rid of him. You know, so
Big Q, is there a reason why you keep showing this? Because I actually rewind my own injuries back in my head. This ain't helping. You know what I'm saying? Look, I can still feel everything that I felt. I still remember the date, November 27th. Okay. All right. When I had my injury. Okay. Let me tell you something. I will never forget it. Never. So watching a guy get injured over and over again, Lord Jesus, that rewind button in your head, it's brutal. I just wanted to point that out. But yeah, it
prayers
did
to
happen.
DeJounte Murray, man, for him to get well and get better, man, and get back to what he does. But at least at the very least, I know he's been having some issues at home dealing with his mother. So so with this happening, he'll have to, he'll rehab at home. Maybe he can spend some time while he rehabbing with his mom, because I know that was heavy on his mind. He finally got back to where he was really stepping up. He was flirting with doubles over the last several games, and he kind of found this niche right there. So unfortunate in the bad season for the Pelicans, man. It continues to downturn. Pelicans now losers of 5 in a row. Denver's on it up next, and they are 12-37. Boy, it's a terrible year. But Lex, let's get the last word from you as we get ready to kind of shut out on the screen. I'd like to thank all y'all for chiming in here, man. Shout out to the flock. Y'all hit the like button for me on this one, man. All right. Thank you. Maul says MVP. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. Slim says right on time. That's right, brother. Yeah. One correct action and a series create consistency, doing the right thing over and over again. That's how you build it. Go ahead, Lex, your last thoughts there.
Yeah. Well, my team is 2-0. Okay.
Okay. Let me give you a round of applause, Lex. Shout out to Lex. There you go.
What more do you want from me?
And the second game, we did it without our point guard. What? That's a big deal.
Hey.
You able to win without your point guard.
Hell yeah. You made some adjustments there.
Sure did. But yeah, tomorrow, look, we plan on being 3-0. That's the mentality.
Well, you're gonna get that.
Yeah, because I don't play.
Transfer that energy, Lex.
Oh, you already know. Know.
Transfer that energy. You're gonna get it. You're gonna win. You're gonna go 3-0.
Look, I just incorporated a new inbounds play and the offensive play. Mm-hmm. You're gonna run that bad boy too.
You bring it, you got using your handoffs though, right?
Nah, I don't do them daggone. I don't be doing that crap. We run real plays. You know what I'm saying?
You run them handoffs correctly. You have an all-star team going on there.
And throwing lobs down low. You know what I'm saying? Doing basic things like backdoor cuts. You know what I'm saying?
You don't switch your point guard to guard your center? Guard against
Oh
this center?
no.
Oh, okay.
No, I usually do like I do mostly zone, but I like to do a man zone because I just have one player be like, look, I want you to be a hand dog. I don't just want you to sick the person who got the ball. And everybody else, y'all play your area. You know what I'm saying? So, hey man, it's beautiful because it confuses the living snot out of the other team. You know what I'm saying? Did nobody ever think about that? They should try that in the NBA. You know what I'm saying?
You think
It's too advanced.
you might have
It's
to
too
explain it to
advanced.
Willie. Explain it to Willie a couple of times. He'll use
He
it
ain't
on
gonna
you.
understand it. He ain't gonna understand it. But hey, yeah, a lot of times they other teams they play like a 1-3-1 or a 2-3 zone. And I be dissecting the living snot out of that junk. I'm like, thank you. You know what I'm saying? Oh, goodness gracious. I love the zone because I know how to play it and I know how to break it down. You know what I'm saying? It's so fun. It's so fun.
We
But yeah,
gotta get you to talk to Willie so we can get that done. We gotta get that together, Lex. We gotta
what is so hard putting Zion in the middle of the zone and letting him cook?
we can't let him
You know what I'm saying? I mean,
we gotta protect him. Because when he start cooking, we gotta make sure we take him out of there.
yes, protect him from the Pelicans organization.
Right, we gotta protect him from cooking. That's the whole thing, you know. When he start cooking, he's getting hot. Pull him on out of there.
They don't want to give him no green light, no nothing. That's awful, man. They just
Not
wasted
not
years.
not until medical staff gives him the green light, Lexxah. He can then get the ball sometimes and still.
And who
be
are they?
PJ
Who are they
16.
with? Oshner? Man, they need to go
That's,
kick
yeah,
rocks.
yes, that's
Go
exactly
kick
who they with.
rocks.
That's the same people that got the Saints. The Saints and Pelicans got to deal with Oshner. Your team president is a board. He's on the board of directors. I told you that.
Hey, I'm just saying. I know nobody likes to hear this, but hey, I know
But it
people are
is.
like, man, Trey Zion, because the people don't want him here. But really, it's kind of you know the other way around.
He ain't going nowhere.
Like,
They got him locked up for the next 4 years.
unless
And
he asks for a trade, man, because right now his career ain't looking. Like I said, I feel like his career hasn't even started.
it hasn't started. I mean, I started seeing Zion hit a couple of mid-range shots. I was like, he threw all the caution to the wind. The only positive thing, and we're gonna get out on this. The only positive thing that I've seen from Zion Williamson in limited action that we've seen over the last several games that he's played is the fact that within the limited time that he's allotted, he has an immediate impact. You know, it's an immediate impact on the game.
Well,
It's
he
not
has.
like right, but when those minutes, when that restriction finally breaks, if it ever breaks, that helps him get into the game more. So that's the only positive thing outside of the fact that it's perceived to be keeping him healthy, right? Keeping him and all this kind of stuff. He's in great shape, which is
I
where we
mean,
need him to be.
but
And that is the point. That's all I got.
No matter how many minutes you play, if you playing a few minutes or a lot of minutes, I mean, you can get hurt at any time. You know what I'm saying? Like, even when if he's attacking the basket. And that's what I'm saying. Like, you're either confident that he's healthy or you're not. You're either good to go or you're not. But the breakage and this playing every other game, that's not helping. That definitely doesn't. And that's what I'm talking about. Like, any sport that you play, anybody who plays sports, there's no godforsaken way that you can completely prevent an injury if you play a sport. I mean, look, some adults go and have a race, you know what I'm saying? Run just, you know how it'd be like, I beat you in a race. You know what I'm saying? When adults begin and they haven't been working out at all. You know what I'm saying? Go out there and pull their hams and stuff. Look, if you're doing anything active, anything that's causing you to really, really move your legs, arms, anything. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Any of that stuff. You always run that risk. I mean, even little kids get injuries. They little kids. You can trip over somebody's foot and you can sprain your ankle. What I'm saying is, look, he's healthy. You can't live your life skittish and scared. I'm not going to walk out my door, because if I walk out my door, I could trip down the step and fall on the ground and roll down the hill and then roll out into the street and get hit by a car. Who lives like that? Who lives like that?
Pelicans.
But that's not normal.
It's not normal. But neither is his injury history, though. Lex, prior to them doing this, they got a reason why they overreacting here.
Out. I've used a knife, okay, a steak knife, to cut meat when I'm cooking and stuff, or to onions or carrots, whatever meal I'm cooking. And I have accidentally just scraped my finger. Not because I wasn't trying to be careful. I was being careful, but the thing is that you can't, I'm not going to live my life like, I'm not going to cook for my family. I ain't, because you know what? If
if you use the butter knife to cut that.
I might, no, not a butter. You are freaking nasty. But you get what I'm saying?
You use the butter knife to cut, you wouldn't have cut yourself, Lex. You'd have been slicing forever, but
I'm not gonna eat
been
with
a safer
the fork,
thing to do.
because if I put this fork in my mouth, I might stab my jaw and gush like a nerve.
That's why you use a plastic fork.
I'm not going to use a plastic fork because maybe the fork, it may break off and then I swallow it and then I got plastic in my stomach.
That's why you use a spork.
What I'm saying is that there's dangers all around us. Okay?
You're trying to mitigate all those disasters. Instead of using that fork, you use a spork next time. Okay, Lex? Okay. That's how you stop that from happening.
But you get what I'm saying, though, Big Q.
I get what you're saying. I'm just messing with you. I'm using Pelican logic.
Like anything and everything. Like you can get hurt by anything and everything. Moving, like you doing yard work. Okay. All right. When it's snowing outside, if it's icy and you don't have great coordination, you could slip, fall on your back.
Right. That's why you pay that man up the street with the snowblower. That's what you come up there for.
If you need some food, are you gonna stay in your house because you fear of?
That's why you call DoorDash.
I'm not going out there to my car. I don't want to slip and fall.
You got to call Uber and DoorDash.
Okay.
Instacart.
You are so funny. You are so funny.
These are all things that Pelicans
you need
would
to stop. Look, these are the type counters that chicken head over on the bench. That's what he needing. But
these
until
he
gets filled, we ain't gonna be doing all
this
this stuff. You can't live your life scared. You can't. You can't do that. It's not normal. Because the thing is, if you're doing that, you're not living. You're missing the whole part as far as just living. All because you're scared. Oh, if I do this, I might hurt myself. Oh, if I do this, I might get hit. Oh, if I do this, I might cut myself. Like nobody's doing that. And everybody can do that. Everybody can. But it's not normal. Like you can't live your life like that, man. And that's what they're doing. They're doing something that is just it's not normal. You can't be skittish about a player and be like, oh, we don't want to play him because he might get hurt. That's the most ridiculous thing. You either believe that he's healed or you don't.
They need to turn him.
He's not healed. You know what? Trade him to another team.
They need to turn
so
him
that
loose.
A team that be like, hey, Zion, you healthy, dog. Go out there and play. And the thing is, and you know what? They need to.
They ain't gonna trade him.
I think they need to
eventually, and I don't know when this is gonna happen because they're not moving like any commonsensically, and it's a logical plan that I can capitulate. I mean, a lot of what I see going on with them is just They're going by off the fly. And eventually, if Zion Williamson clears the minute restriction and the back-to-backs is probably going to be something that happened for the rest of the year, I wouldn't be surprised. But this is the part of the game with him. The man is not Pelicans aren't going anywhere. I mean, we're about to start February, and this is a 12-win team, man. They're not going to do anything. We just lost to DeJounte Murray, Brandon Ingram, and all these other people around the Pelicans aren't playing for anything, and we know that. So for them with him getting sick, these weird. I don't think he was sick. we just seen him yesterday. He looked perfectly healthy. He got the 24-hour flu.
He was very upbeat.
Yeah, he was.
But I think
he got the 25. He got a 24-hour flu.
I think they had
times.
a problem with that interview, Big Q. I think they did.
They don't have no power.
They petty. They petty. Because the thing is, he basically be like, hey, man, I'm ready. I want to play. I can play. I'm physically ready. Yes. You see what I'm saying?
He also said that he's not cool with losing either.
Pelicans. I work for the Pelicans.
Yeah, he threw that on them.
Yeah, exactly.
He put all that on them. Yeah.
And that's why I think they did this. I think they pulled him because it's like, hey, man, don't be doing that stuff. Don't be putting that on us. But it is on y'all. You want to put things on Zion, right? So Zion just pulled what you all do to him. Y'all put him, y'all don't back him. We know Willie, it ain't first nature for him to back Zion. So basically, he put the organization on Front Street, and that's why I think they pulled him. That's why they like, you know what?
That's a league matter. Then the league need to come down with some fines on
exactly.
That.
They do need to find the Pelicans. Find them every single day, and you know what, Gail, you're losing money. Your piggy bank is being spent because the NBA is finding your butt. Yeah. So are you gonna get rid of Griffin Green? I hope you do. But I just wanted to, Knoxville, that's my point. How can you get in basketball shape if you ain't playing? It don't make no sense. Practice is not going to do it. You cannot practice NBA games. You have to play in them.
That's the best I got, Lex, from Pelicans IQ. They're not really making any sense. I gave you Instacart. I told you use a butter knife. Told you use a spork as opposed to using the fork or
a hot mess.
Plastic. That's Pelican logic. Instead of using that metal fork, use a plastic one. If that's too sharp, use a spork. And if and after that, if your grass need to be cut, don't buy more. Just pay somebody to do it. They got ice outside and snow. Call the people. Let them come and bring the machine and clear it for you.
Got steps. Some people live
in
complexes.
Or pay the man to clean, and it's ice out there. Pay the man to clean the steps off. That's how the Pelicans do it. I'm just telling you how this is how they think.
You can't play a player skittish. You can't do that.
I disagree. If I'm the Pelicans, Lex, I disagree from the Pelicans because he looks pretty good in the minutes that we're giving him.
And that's why the Pelicans organization is a impoverished organization. They're not organized. They're not even a legitimate organization.
This is not legitimate. That's the point.
Supporters got to suffer through this crap, and they just doing a horrible job.
I mean, this administration. This is David Griffin, man. This is all David Griffin, and the best he's going to do when he finally unearths himself.
Man,
and come out, he's going to blame it all on injuries and blame the injuries for everything's going on. He don't have any other play. The injuries have ravaged the team. That's what he's going to say. The injuries have ravaged the team. It's the same stupid shit that Mickey Loomis say. They're just going to use the same excuse. Oh, they got plenty of people out there that won't hear you, Lex. I'm going to tell you something. You in the minority. You got a lot of people in here that think like you do, but they still in the minority. So still a lot of people out there that's willing to give the Pelicans their money. There's still a lot of people out there that willing to give them the money despite what they look like. So until that changes, we're not going to be able to get anything to happen as terms of David Griffin. David Griffin should get fired if Zion leaves, but then again, David Griffin has been found out. I told you he's full of it. He don't have a plan. He don't have a plan, and bringing Jimmy Butler here is the Worst thing he can do ever, because Jimmy Butler doesn't want to play for no Pelican team that don't even have a history of winning any damn thing. All they
Nope.
do is have a history of is running off Hall of Fame players. That's what the Pelicans do. That's their lineage. Run off Hall of Fame players.
What
Zion
Hall
Williamson,
of Fame players?
Chris Paul eventually going to be Hall of Famer.
Okay,
Anthony
no.
Davis.
He's still in the league. You can't say him yet.
I'm going to say he is. You don't think he's going to be a Hall of Famer, Anthony Davis?
No. I'm
Chris
just
Paul?
saying, like, but the thing is that
Those are Hall of Fame players when they put it up. Them guys both going in the Hall of Fame when they call it. That's what it is. I'm saying they have a history of running. These are super talented players that were at some point the top of their field, and you had these players in their prime, and you squandered it. This is what they do because they're not serious about maintaining or winning. If they were serious, they would go to places where winning is a premium, and they would hire their leadership and bring them here and say, "It's duplicate what you did there." It's simple. That's not hard to do. None of this is hard. It's all simple. You're not building artificial intelligence or trying to get to space or whatever. You're not doing none of that. You're running a freaking basketball team, and most of the time they copying each other anyway. Willie Green trying to do some switch bullshit he learned in Golden State. You don't even have the personnel for it, or the mindset, or the verbiage to articulate that to the team so they can do it properly. He don't even have that, but he in his head thinking that they can do it. So I mean, in the end, you have to be able to see this man's limitation. Say, you know what, coach, I appreciate you, but we got to put you in the street. We're trying to get to the next level. These people don't have that vision. That's what it is. And it is telling because it's showing you every night. The team wants to compete, but when it gets to the moments of the game that are important, they fall apart. That's coaching. He's supposed to be practicing those moments in practice about what's going on when we get to this minutes and we're going to do this, that, and the third. This dude is not doing none of that. He just sitting up here talking about play with force and pace. That's his favorite words, and that he's proud of them.
he ain't never talking about nothing.
He don't have nothing, man. He don't
No
supposed to have the
creativity.
job. He wasn't supposed to get this job. That was David Griffin screwing it up. He gave him this old contract when he wasn't supposed to give him the contract. David Griffin was supposed to trade Brandon Ingram because Trey Murphy's arrived. Trey Murphy is here. And that was the plan when they drafted Trey Murphy, 3 to 4 years ago, that we all knew that Trey Murphy would eventually get to what we seen tonight. We knew that. And Brandon Ingram by that time would be gone, and an area would be free up for Trey Murphy and Zion and Jordan Hawkins and these other guys who were first-round draft picks that were brought along to exemplify his game because they're shooters. They will have the area, the space to operate and shoot balls, and have Zion drawing double teams, triple teams, and them getting wide open shots. That was the idea. Brandon Ingram doesn't fit when Trey Murphy's arrived. So it's time for him to go. He couldn't trade him, all this other bullshit, and then he just lies. I mean, how many lies we got to catch a dude in before he's termed as a liar? These people are incompetent. That's how you have a 12-win team with all these guys around here. Well, if we would have had our guys, we would have won. You had those guys. You had Herb. You had Trey. You had CJ. You had Zion. You had these guys clumped together in many games, and they still was losing.
Play-in team. They were still a play-in team.
I'm saying this year. I hear what you're saying about the play. I'm saying this year.
But I'm saying, like, even with all of them being available, the best you got was them being a play-in team. The same as if Zion wasn't available or some of them weren't available.
Willie Green over the top of the team, yeah, because he don't stay true to the principles that he set offensively speaking. If Zion,
principles.
If Zion went Borrego, because he borrowed Borrego's offense. If his options, you operate in options. You play through your best player. You got option 1, option 2, option 3. We all know Zion Williamson should be option 1 for the Pelicans. If they're going to have success, you have to play through your superstar. Everybody knows that. That's elementary elementary.
You know what, though?
You're supposed to play
for Willie Green, Zion Williamson is not his star. Think about that.
No, he don't emphasize that we play
exactly. Who does he emphasize?
Most of the
Not
time,
he won't even emphasize Trey Murphy. Who does he
he
emphasize?
over relies on CJ.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, I
For
see.
Willie Green, CJ is his star.
Well, that's why
And
Willie
see
Green is a loser.
that's the thing. Like we talk about who the star of this team is, right? Who it should be, who it's supposed to be.
The
But
most dominant player should be the star.
in actuality, who does Griff see as the star?
I don't know
Guess
who the hell
what?
he sees the star.
He doesn't see no one. I don't know if you noticed, he won't come out and say that this is Zion's team.
Not a surprise.
He hasn't done it since he's been here.
He won't do it.
Exactly.
'Cause
So
that backs him
we
into
know
a
that
corner.
Zion is not, according to Griff, Zion is not the star of this team. We know that for Willie Green, Zion is not the star of this team. It's CJ. And when you look at because I'm looking at their actions
But
and I'm looking at what's not being said.
But CJ, the thing that's different from CJ, Zion, and the rest, some of these other guys, Trey was doing it tonight. Trey took the onus. He was the one that was being aggressive. And that's what happened. Trey was the aggressive guy. He was taking those confident shots. He took the game on his shoulders. That's what happened tonight. He took over the game because he was aggressive. He didn't have this old passive ass thing that Zion do from time to time when he just sit there and just observe the game like we do. No, if you're a star and you're the game's most dominant player, you have to participate in that manner. You have to command the ball. And far too often, he's too passive.
I get that.
He is. And CJ McCollum isn't like that at all, is he? CJ McCollum will get that ball at Lexxah. He would dance around. He would take the shots. He would go in there and make the layups because he's being aggressive. He would take it. If Zion wanted the goddamn ball, he would command the ball.
No, they're not being aggressive. Like, man, look.
He takes
There's been times where Brandon's been out there. You know what I'm saying? And CJ have been out there. Both of them reckless, just dribbling. They're not being aggressive at all. The thing is that I think it's been told because of Zion's injuries, they're basically telling him, hey, you can't be that guy. You can't be that guy because you have not been here. And so henceforth, they told this dude just last season to take a back seat.
Yeah,
they
but
told Zion Williamson to take a back seat, man.
But they can tell you anything. That don't mean you listen. You the star.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
But you know what?
Listen, David Griffin can't do shit.
I don't feel like the Pelicans have made Zion feel like no star since he's been here.
Zion.
They got rid of the coach that was designed for
David Griffin. David Griffin can't do shit.
Willie Green.
David Griffin can't do shit to Zion if Zion stop being a little guy and step up and become the big guy, to become the superstar of the team. He can't do him shit. If he talking that, he has the power to bend that team to his will. He's the superstar and the most dominant player on this team. He does not participate that way. He does not have that aggressive mentality to go to them and tell them, hey, man, you're going to do this, you're going to do that. You heard him. I work for the Pelicans. Man, listen, if you feel like you having an injustice done to you, you don't take this passive stand that he's taking. If you believe that you're healthy, you force your way there. He has the leverage to do that. He doesn't do that. That is not his mentality. Other stars do that. You can never.
Yes,
you can never do that to no goddamn LeBron James or any superstar. They wouldn't let you do that shit.
Control freak, and he did not. It don't mean nothing. It don't mean nothing.
If Zion,
it don't mean nothing.
If Zion says,
all right, then let him go then. Tell Griff to let him go then. If it don't mean nothing.
Zion Williamson says, I want to play. If I want to play, David Griffin can't do shit about that.
I don't.
He can't do nothing about it.
The thing is, Griff has not empowered no one in this organization. You have basically grown men like Willie Green, who's a simp. You have a GM who's a simp. You bring in Zion, who is a baby, who didn't know anything.
Ain't no baby no more.
No, I know, but when he came in, what I'm saying is, hey, Willie Green ain't no baby. Bryson Graham ain't no baby, but they still simps. You get people that have no friction. And the thing is, you got Zion, who had a lot of hype, coming in to do a lot of things, and basically you suppressed that. That's what you did. That's what Griff has been doing. He has no friction. There's a reason for that. He got Zion drafted. Look, a lot of draftees, when they come in, they're not going to have a whole lot of fuss. Why? Because they're coming into a new situation. They're not trying to mess anything up. They're not.
I got
And
you.
then, look, if you're talking about, hey, Zion ain't no baby, yeah, okay, cool. Green ain't either, but he's a simp still. He a grown man. How old is he?
Different
How
level.
old is he?
Different
Bryson
level.
Graham, how old is he? He a grown man.
Different level.
But he a simp. No, it's the same thing. You have guys where this dude, he has all the power. He has all the power. He's not allowing anyone to grow. He's not empowering anyone. And so the thing is that, hey, that hurts your chances to grow. It does. It really does. And then you couple the fact that Zion, he not only has to deal with that, but the dude's dealt with injuries. Injuries wear on your mind. For anyone who knows about injuries, they wear on your mind. He's had them a lot. So the thing is, it's like you're leaning on an organization, you're leaning on someone, you know what I'm saying, to help strengthen, like to get you back mentally, to keep you up. Because let me tell you something, that junk is tough. It is. And I know because I've had 2 ACL surgeries. That junk is real. It wears on your mind. It wears on your mind. I don't care what injury it is. They're not trying to strengthen Zion. They're not trying to empower him. They're not trying to do none of that junk. Just like you get a coach who can't coach. He a simp. You got a GM who's quiet, who piggybacks off the crap that you say, the BS that you feed to all the supporters.
But that's all true. But we know, and we exposed David Griffin's character types. We were saying that he was a control freak, and we were blasting him and exposing him before it became popular to do so. We've been on David Griffin. We know what time this is. That's why I came up with the little nickname the Octopus and created graphics and shit, calling him Doc Ock, because I know you're a control freak. I know what kind of character that it is. But in the end of the day, you don't ask for power from a control freak. He's not gonna give it to you. His job is to take power, not never to give it up. You can't empower anybody. So how does a grown man or a person listen to me, hear me?
This is interesting.
How do you meet force? How do you meet force? How are you supposed to meet force? How do you neutralize force?
I don't even like force. You know, I like violence. So
violence. How do you meet violence?
With violence.
Okay. See, you got they neutralize each other. And this is the thing that I'm talking about with Zion Williamson. Zion Williamson might have been an experience when he first came into the league, but he's a veteran now. Zion Williamson is the superstar of the New Orleans Pelicans organization.
Is he?
Yes, he is. He has, whether he knows it or not, he has the ability and the power to force his way or to have sway on the decisions that's going on, especially with him. If he has if there's a team doctor, I'm pretty sure he has his own doctor if he's smart too. Because I wouldn't believe nothing the Pelicans say. I would have my own doctor. So if he feels that he's healthy enough, he has that. And like I said, man, I don't believe in no other man giving me or anybody any power. You're not gonna get any power that way.
No, it's not giving empower.
Empowering is giving him some power. Yes, what is it?
It's whatever. I you know.
Empowering means I'm gonna give you a role. I'm gonna give you a role that you can't give yourself. That's what that is. So what I'm saying to you is that not empowering? I'm gonna give you a role that you didn't know how to do on your own.
I looked at it a little differently, but explain
it.
I'm tired of this organization, man. This is ridiculous.
Listen, all I'm saying is that because with the correct insight, it helps. It helps.
Let me put it like this.
You can't. This is game. You can't, if you got, and this happened in the world today. You can't go to nobody who has perceived power and say, "Give me some of your power." It don't work like that.
No, listen.
You gotta take a lot of this.
You're taking it. That's a weird. Look at it this way: when Ja was drafted, they made way for him. They moved Conley. You know what I'm saying? They came in just like when Griff said, "Hey, this is Drew Holiday's team." He was empowering Drew Holiday, right?
Because it was a safe pick.
Okay, no. The point I'm trying to make. So now we know what empower means. The thing is, it's
Gave
like
him a role.
you're basically setting the stage like, hey, like we're building around you. It's not like, hey, like you take the power. No, it's like, hey, this is your team. He never came out and said that. They designed it. They put in their actions and in what they were saying on what they wanted for this team, which is nothing that this team does. They don't do any of that. They don't support it in their actions, nor do they talk about it. It's like the vision. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's going on? You got to build around somebody, right? You have to build some type of team. You have to have some type of focus, some type of focal point. Okay? They did that with Drew. After Drew left, what then? It was nothing. It was nothing.
Ingram.
They didn't even specify that. But my point is
actions there.
Is that the way Memphis welcomed in and brought in Ja was totally different from the way Zion came into this situation. Totally different. They empowered Ja from the get-go. And that's all I'm saying. Like, you don't draft a number one pick, okay? Especially if they're a generational talent. They took the country by storm. You're not drafting a player like that and not build around them. And everybody was like, when everybody looked at like Griff, like, dog, are you high? We just got Zion Williamson. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? This is Drew Holiday's team. Dog, something wrong.
The guy's an idiot, okay? I mean, what can I tell you?
I know, but the thing is,
and that's what he does.
If that's the VP who's doing that, who's setting that stage, okay, before Zion even sets a foot on the court, it's like, dog, like he didn't even come in and this was his team. Think about that. Ja came in before he was drafted, knowing that Memphis Grizzlies was his team. That was not the same for Zion. Like, that's ludicrous. That's ludicrous. Then on top of that,
he had a pronounced role, is what you're saying. They gave him a pronounced role. That's what you're basically saying. He had a pronounced role. They told him that, hey man, this is your squad. With Pelicans was a little different because they had Drew Holiday. They had a veteran here. You had the dude saying, hey, man, Drew Holiday is the guy. Then they traded Drew. Then Brandon, they wanted Zion to be the guy, but Zion had a spotty history. Through the first 5 years, he missed a lot of time, a lot of games, so he wasn't available to play the guide the team, and BI was there. So they leaned on BI that way. But you say this all
even after his injury. And he came back because Stan was here. He played 61 games. Even in that season, they never came out and said that.
Because
they never did.
Because to them, it wasn't enough time to decide on whether or not that he would be a guy that would be there.
That's what the problem. Just so delayed. Delayed.
Yeah, but Lex, listen.
Why would you draft a number one draft pick and you're not building around here? Everybody else was saying it.
Because the guy wasn't there consistently.
But
and then you're dealing with
at the time frame. He played when Stan was here. When Stan was here, that was the most good. Why didn't they do it then? He was available. He was. He was, Big Q.
And Stan Van Gundy was leaning on Bledsoe and all them other dudes.
No, he wasn't.
Yeah,
He the one
he
who brought
loved
out the
Bledsoe.
point
He had Bledsoe out there. They loved Bledsoe. That was his top dude he was using out there. I hated the shit. But I'm saying, Zion Williamson, you have to have more than 1 year of playing 60 games. They wanted to see him do it repetitively. And listen,
you know what, he
hold
didn't
on,
even
Lex.
have a year. He
Zion,
didn't even
well,
have a year.
but
He
these are
didn't even
not
have a year.
these are not
He didn't
identical
even have a year,
situations.
and it
Lex.
was his team.
It's not
He didn't
identical
even have a
situations.
year.
It's not identical situations because
I'm
Ja
I'm
was
just
there
saying.
more for
I'm
his
just
team
saying.
than Zion
I'm
was.
just saying though.
Zion came in,
Like,
he was out of
hey,
shape. He was literally admitted to
yeah,
eating hamburgers and all that
came
shit.
off of an injury. And in
No,
his second year,
I'm
he
saying,
played 61 games.
I could see blame on both sides here. I can see why they are taking this approach with Zion Williamson because he didn't take the shit serious when he first got here. Let's be real.
Hey,
He didn't.
what? He was
He was
injured his first that
Lex.
we're including that?
We're
We're
gonna sit
including
here.
that?
So we're gonna pretend like Zion Williamson
I'm not
wasn't
pretending.
he
I'm
wasn't
looking
out
at
of
the
shape in
track
a
record.
lot of these games. He wasn't taking
Yeah,
his
that
conditioning
was
serious.
later. That was late. I'm talking about
Later.
when he first got here. When he first got here. So that's what we're doing. When he first got
I'm
here,
talking about no 1
he
year.
didn't even play at the start.
I'm talking about all of it. I'm not just talking about no 1 year. I'm putting it all together. That's why it
Yes,
leads to
and
how
I'm
they
starting from the beginning. The beginning. There's a cycle. There's a process,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, it's a cycle.
There are things that happen that for every action there's a reaction. There's things that happen on why things were happening now, right? So we got to look at all that stuff. Why don't we look at the whole beginning? And that's what I'm doing.
I'm
I'm
taking
not telling
all
an untruth on anything.
No,
I'm
no,
not
no, no.
saying
I'm
that you're wrong.
no,
You're saying what happened in the middle, right?
No, what I'm saying is this. I'm big picture in this thing because I know the individual year breakdown. What I'm saying is this is a decision that's based on that entire time frame, not one or two even particular years. The entire time frame of Zion Williamson leading up to this year, his injury history, be that however it was, whether he was out of shape, whatever the case may have been. That's why the Pelicans are handling this situation like they are. That's why they are going above and beyond with all of this stuff that we see based on that time frame in its totality. That's what I'm saying. Now, in terms of the roles, I agree with you. I'm not disagreeing with you on the roles, but I'm just trying to show you there's culpability on both sides. Now, the way David Griffin is behaving, you know that what the LeBron thing is a part of that. He don't want anybody in here to have any more power than him. We know that. The guy's a control freak. We know that. That's what control freaks do. They don't control themselves. They just try to consume as much power as they possibly can until a greater person realize who they are and run them off. So, I mean, Zion Williamson is going, how do you deal with a control freak? You don't acquiesce to what they want you to do. You have to be able to form a power block on these people. He's not there mentally. He's not there mentally. He doesn't realize he truly a superstar. He was talking about just the other day that he's an employee of the Pelicans. Yeah, you're an employee, but you're different than a Jose Alvarado or a Herb Jones or any of these other guys. You're the goddamn face of the team. You was a potential face of the league.
Man,
and you mean to tell me that you can't use your influence to do stuff?
like
Hell,
that.
these other
They
people
don't
do it
play
all the
like
time.
that, man. I mean, Willie
No.
Green, go-to guy, CJ,
I hear
man.
what you're saying, but listen, it's time to learn some shit that you didn't know. That's the part of this. This is what I'm getting at.
But
I'm
it's been
saying,
like that for a long time.
listen, I'm giving solutions now. I'm not talking about the history of, we already know. I know about the history of it. I'm saying the solution of it is if he wants this to change, he will have to, a lot of great deal. He will have to learn a new behavior to start using. He would have to start using the perceived power that a superstar of his magnitude has. They all use it. All of the smart ones use it, and we all know who they are to get their way, to get players to the team so they can win, to facilitate trades, to move personnel and coaches out. How many times we seen these superstars that won championships get them effing coaches out of that don't know shit and get somebody that do, or get guys there around there that can play? This guy is still not there yet mentally. He's still a kid in many respects up here. You can hear it in his verbiage and all this kind. He's a big kid. He ain't got that that business CEO mind that some of these superstars have that can be able to facilitate moves and to build this team, to do this, that, and the third. He don't have that. He don't have that. And I'm just being honest, which he's a great dude overall, but we talking about a CEO style player, superstar that wants to win and knows what players he wants to and the type of coach he wants. That if he was on his game, he can move Willie Green out of, he can pressure him out of here. If he really wanted to, he can force players that he wants to play with here. He can even force Griffin to allow him to play more. He really could if he really wanted to, and ain't nothing Griffin could do about that. But it's up to him, and he is not there yet. That's why I don't think he'll ever get that. I don't think Zion's that kind of man, to be honest with you. I'm just be honest with, as dominant as he is, I'm talking, this is game and facts. Is that if we want shit to change at that level, that ain't gonna come from him. Might be some player that he plays with, and might have that temperament, say, man, I'm tired of this, we need to do something, but it won't be Zion. I don't see it, man. What all he been through, I don't see that in his game. I don't see that as a part of his being. He's just way too humble and laid back and willing to participate in some bullshit. And the Pelicans are full of shit, and they are a bullshit organization. And I'm a diehard, and I can say that because it's the truth. And I find peace in that because I'm looking at it, and there's no denial in my mind. I watch this team every game just like you do. They are a bullshit organization with a bullshit VP, a general manager that's not a real general manager, an owner that's not really an owner. She don't know shit. A president that's not really a president. Oh, we seeing the fucking theme here. We got an owner that ain't an owner, a general manager of the team that's not really a general manager, a VP that's not really a VP. A VP that don't do shit, and a coach that's not really a coach. He just says, I'm proud of my team when they get blown out. I'm proud of my team when they lose by 2. He gets mad. He picks his times when he gets mad, when they get blown out. So I don't, we expecting out of this. What we want to see here. I'm just keeping the bill. What y'all tell me in the chat what we expect to see. These people are fakers, man. That's what it is. This shit ain't hard. You find an organization that's winning and go get the top guy. If you can't get the top guy, get the second guy. You can't get the second guy, get the third guy. Bring him here and say, go do what you did over there. Do that. This ain't hard. Get these fucking guys out of here and bring in winners here and stop talking all this about family and all this other BS. Until that changes, it's gonna get more of the same. And Zion Williamson fall right along because he's getting a check. He ain't built like that. That man ain't built like that. He's a humble dude that love all. I want to hoop. I just want to hoop. Until he changes that mind frame, be like, and put some CEO in that mind, like a lot of them players that's winning them championships, you're gonna see this same shit all the time. You're gonna see it all the time. He can't allow his VP to dominate him, man. Superstars that's really like that, don't let that happen to him. Hell, superstars, if they don't like the guy, they use their power to move that guy out of here. Because a Zion Williamson can get rid of a David Griffin. He ain't shit. Zion Williamson is the face of the team. He can move David Griffin out of here if he wanted to. But he won't because I'm an employee of the team. Game. But anyway, Lex, let me get ready. Let's get on up out of here. We did a whole nother hour, and we were supposed to be going by 12. But go ahead. You go ahead and say your piece before I go, because I took up a lot of your time on that last rant of mine. But go ahead.
No, I don't got nothing, man.
You frustrated, Lex?
Yeah, I there's a lot of things. Just this whole situation is irritating. It is. But I'm gonna sleep well at night, because
you're gonna win tomorrow.
As CJ would say, they getting their money. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I mean that's basically it. You
gonna win tomorrow?
Oh, of course. Shoot, I love the game. You know what I'm saying? Shoot, I'll probably be.
I'm gonna ask you that again, because I don't think you heard what I asked you.
Well, I heard you. I said it earlier.
Are you gonna win tomorrow, Lex?
Yeah, I'm gonna win tomorrow.
I'm gonna ask you again. I don't think you heard me on that time. I'm gonna ask you one more time. Are you going to win tomorrow? Are you going to win tomorrow?
It's in the bag.
All right, there you go. All right. What time y'all play tomorrow? When y'all play tomorrow?
Shoot, I don't know. I get there early because I gotta ref and stuff too. So, but
so you gonna already be
probably. Yeah, I'm gonna already be there. There's probably be a noon or 1.
All right, I want you to the DM me when let me know when you got that 3-0, okay?
Mm-hmm. I'm being dead serious too.
What?
Hmm?
Yeah, you gonna DM me when you get that 3-0.
Mm-hmm.
All right, y'all, we're gonna get ready to get on up out of here, man. Listen, the Pelicans, listen, man, don't let the Pelicans get on your damn nerves, man. Don't let it happen to y'all.
Yeah,
Man.
yeah. Hey, Big Q, you said something to me, Big Q? Huh?
Yeah, Don, I just said, brother, don't let the Pelicans get on your damn nerves, brother.
Man, sing it, Lex.
Too
Yeah.
late. Too late.
Too late.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. Let me get on up out of here, man. Y'all do us a service. Hit the like button, man. Hit the subscribe button by all means. Feel free to share the show on your social media feed. PPR represent. We'll be back Monday. I think that's Monday. Pelicans at Denver, man, and gonna be interesting. Hopefully Zion Williamson plays, man, and we get some decent basketball, man. Hopefully. If not, won't be surprised. All right, y'all. Y'all get y'all some sleep. I'm gonna holler at y'all on next one. Much love and go Pels.
Much love.
You're listening to the Pelicans Post Game Report on the PRO Media Network for all things Pelicans.
Perfect. Fly Pelican, fly Pelican, fly Pelican. And I tell them that. Birds of a feather flock together. Fly down, I'm a Pelican forever. Pelican forever. Ain't gon' lie, I feel flyer than I ever been. We stay ballin', this New Orleans, I'm a Pelican. It's going down in the nest, wild, wild west. Come in town and you best, show us some respect. 3-point threat, I better make it rain. If it's up, then don't jump stupid like your ankle sprain. Always saying, never hate the player, hate the game. Jumper where the dame late, punch a train. Post game, Big Q, talking about business. Bird gang, YouTube, they ain't flocking with us. Lock up the division mission, get into the finals. Finish competition, then it's going win the title. I know this flyer than you can get. Such a threat that the ref just might call a tag. You could double, you could press, but you can't check. Right, left, slide by you like a Eurostep. Fly Pelican, fly Pelican, fly Pelican. And I tell them that birds of a feather flock together. Fly down, I'm a Pelican forever, Pelican forever. And never, and never, and never, and never, and never, and never say birds of a feather flock together. Yeah, fly die, I'm a Pelican forever. Pelican.
TheWhoThatDaily.com. That's right, TheWhoThatDaily.com. Your one-stop shop for everything New Orleans Saints, New Orleans Pelicans, LSU Tigers, even the top flight boxing news. So if you're a Who Dat and you're looking for a place to stay up on your team, TheWhoThatDaily.com is your site. TheWhoThatDaily.com for the sport Who Dat in all of us.